me know if it's playing.
That's another great question.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hey, I'm Gary Edelman.
Hi, this is Wayne Motz.
Hi, I'm Joey, Sir AC, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
And that's the coolest.
And that's the coolest.
Hi, this is Caroline Janey, and you are live on Addressing Gettysburg.
I love this podcast.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
Well, I'm going to put out the vibes. You ever had rattlesnake?
Yes, round of applause. It was very, very nice. I'll never experience another winter in my life when I get FU money.
Hey! How'd all these people get in my room? Got him. Right, Court? Got him. Got him. Just listening to a little Dean Martin before.
True story.
You know, and
we have a Dean Martin connection back here.
What is that?
My dad.
Slept with Dean Martin? What happened with Dean?
Explain.
Well, I taught at Steubenville High School.
Oh, Steubenville High School. That's right. Yes.
Home of Dean Martin.
That is correct. Dean is from Steubenville. In fact, in one of the songs he was singing, he said, back home in Steubenville, they're doubting all this. I swear they're betting something, I'll get the chair or something like that.
It's a great story,
It's
Matt.
a wonderful,
That was a
wonderful,
great story.
in Steubenville. Yeah, so anyway, we are here. And it is just fantastic. We're a little late today, it's you, myself, Courtney, and he brought his dad along, and then, of course, our guest. But Cindy is probably on her way back from the airport now with her daughter Paige, coming home for Halloween, or not Halloween, Easter.
I do that, too.
I know. I always get the wrong. I say hospital instead of hotel. Or hotel instead of hospital. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess because there's beds in both.
I say Thanksgiving instead of Easter for some reason.
I don't know. But anyway, yes.
Where's Debbie?
Debbie is on her way back to Detroit for
Easter.
for Easter. And I did it again.
Uh-huh.
And 6 questions couldn't. So Debbie usually gives him a ride here from work and then takes him back to Spain or wherever he lives. And but since she's not here, he was having a hard time getting an Uber to come here, and then he'd have to get one to go back at night, and robberies. And so he said, "I'm just going to focus on getting one to go to Chambersburg." So Mike didn't make it tonight. So it's just us here. And we'll see what kind of fun we can get in there. How you doing, Courtney?
Doing fine.
I know. Look how our room looks so empty.
So now, but not only does the room look empty, but you might notice
it's a different angle.
There's a different angle.
This is much better.
It's a much better angle, so we can see the engineer,
and
right?
I don't have to turn.
Yeah, it's
and
stupid.
Push the things
it's stupid. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that.
When did you do that?
Today.
Oh, because I was.
Look how clean it looks back there.
The girls were in here cleaning, as per instructions from Eric, to clean up this mess or else.
Yeah, look.
Well,
nothing.
well,
like that's
a little
good.
something, but there's
there's
certain things I just haven't gotten to yet. I put the guide on and the pennant up on the wall, and the John Wayne poster. There's the old caricature of me that was done in high school on my trip to Disney. I need to fill that with rubbing alcohol, Court, for when we have people in here who are afraid of germs. And that's a little bit of tape for you if you ever need to tape something electrical. There you go. Oh, no, don't touch that. No, put that back.
That's the commemorative bottle.
That's the Peter Carmichael Memorial bookshelf bottle, and the glue, the Gorilla Glue, was so strong it ripped the fake wood off the and I need to now glue. You can see it's on the bottom.
Oh, I thought that was water. Wow.
No, there is water. Oh, you mean you thought the water was the
glue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't this riveting?
Let's talk more about what's laying
Hey, I'll
around.
give you something riveting. You want to hear something riveting? Court has made the board. Now, first of all, Court, if you can go to the camera, to the computer.
Son of a gun.
Hold on a second.
Yes,
hold on before you do any kind of lambasting. Go to the computer.
Get rid of those.
All right.
Those naughty windows. There we go.
Now you'll see here. This is the page where. See this color up here? This, what do you call that? Like greenish, grayish, turquoise-ish?
Like a lavender.
Okay, sure. I'm colorblind. So this color was Eric's color, Eric the producer. And it went all the way down to this line here where you can see the lone unmute me.
Unmute me!
Okay. And then we had Colby down here and then other random things. Colby's in red, so you see it's kind of all over the place, right? There's Pete here on the phone.
I will fraternize your business if you have one.
Okay, Gilbert Godfrey. And then you got McNair. Right? And then, Pierce Morgan.
Big bulls.
Okay. Now, Court has, in one show, had so many things that were worth putting on the board. And honestly, I had to be choosy, right? There were a lot of things I could have used. Court eventually is going to have to get his own page, which means I'm either going to have to stop using certain things or find a better program that has more space, because this one only allows up to 5 pages. So let's go through some of these. This is Court Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey now.
Okay.
Wonder what that was about.
She's a force. She's a force.
She's a force.
She's a force. This is a good one. I pray for you forever and ever, and say in my heart and I will love you.
That's the Niacin.
Yes, round of applause.
Now I'm going to use that one when I start to clap and nobody else follows suit. I'll just be like,
yes, round of applause.
Good.
Okay, so it's like the back room is applauding.
Okay.
It was very, very nice.
All right.
There's no better time to give a shout out to addressing Gettysburg's official medical provider, Gettysburg WellSpan Urgent Care, and the staff over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Round of applause.
We might as well do that now.
Very nice.
Right?
Shout out.
Shout out to y'all. All right, here we go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I mean, that'll come in handy for many
100%.
things, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to put out the vibes.
Now, these 3 are my favorite here. Here we go. We'll just go with
He sent these to me.
All right, that's old man laugh number 1.
I love it. God, it sounds like it hurts.
It makes me want a cigarette.
Oh, Matt's nice.
Okay. And then this one here is, I think this is my favorite one out of all.
What's wrong with that?
All right. Okay.
A little cough.
Oh, God. All right. Here's another one.
Oh, no. 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 That's not. No.
Lens in the back.
Yeah. Here's just Court giggling. Okay. I do that again.
Good Lord, Court.
And this one will be fun, just randomly thrown in.
Dua Lipa.
Okay. And then, of course, this one.
It'll either be my day off or my day on.
Court is very good at stating the obvious.
Yeah, Bethany, come on. Bethany, come on. Come on, the camera's on you. The camera's on you right now. Come on, get it together. Jeez, come on.
It's the niacin.
And I think that's it from last week's show.
Just
Court,
last
you can
week's
leave
show.
this now. And then, so, right, from last week's show. Exactly.
Hi.
Thank
And
you.
then
Did
now,
well.
now, there's a couple of other new ones here. This is, again, for when I have a joke that bombs. I'll just hit this.
Okay.
Okay. It's Mike in the back. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. And, oh, wait, he's not done. It's so funny. Wow, he's really going.
Remember last
Jesus
week
Christmas.
when he fell asleep?
I do remember that.
Oh, you hear me in the background. Oh, is that what that was?
I think it's you or Debbie. I don't remember.
Going crazy.
And then this one is for when I just, have one of those little dad jokes that I throw in under my breath that you guys missed. And then Mike will just be in the back and he'll just go. Okay. Because he'll catch it. He'll always catch it. And then I think that is it. But I got to say this, Court, though. I've said this to you before, but I will say it publicly so that all the world knows that you are being acknowledged. A lot of people...
No.
Yes, a lot of people think you are absolutely 100% intolerable. No, they think that you are a great addition to the show. You're hilarious. And when we record this show, I record it over here on my mixer, and I record each microphone. Everything that goes into the mixer is recorded on its own channel. And so what I have it set in a way where when I mute mics and stuff, it doesn't mute it in that recording.
Oh, God.
Ah, yes. So whatever conversation is going on in the back, if I have the mic muted, I could just go and listen to it later on. Okay? There's signs all over the place.
Oh,
You're being
aware.
recorded.
I'm
all right?
aware.
So at the end of the show, while the theme song was playing, Court and Debbie and Court and Mike had a little conversation, and I thought it was very nice. And then Debbie said something nice to Court, and here we go. Let's listen.
Show everybody. Show her.
So now you hear the speakers, the monitors back there. You can hear the music in the background. So it's a little. I tried to enhance it as best I could.
I contributed very little, but
I don't know that the rest of us contributed very much.
Debbie's lamenting she contributed very little. Court says, I don't know if the rest of us contributed much.
oh, you're freaking hilarious, Court.
That's because today's just at work sucked. So I need to have some fun.
Clearly.
You kept the rest of us laughing, so you know what? It's all good.
Absolutely.
Today was sad. I remember that. I remember that specific winter day. Because Matt was like, what's wrong? I was like, it sucks outside. Very depressed.
You are like soundboard gold.
There you go. Soundboard gold.
Well done, Court. Well
Very
done.
true. Soundboard gold.
Thank you, Bethany.
Just to put it, in perspective, everybody else that's on the soundboard,
it took a long
months,
time.
if not a year at least, for a lot of people to get there. Because they have to kind of come out of their shell a little bit so that they can really be themselves, and that's where you get the stupid shit.
Yeah, I just started with like 17 different forms of my laughter.
Yeah. You got to start with whatever you start with, right? And then,
you got what you got.
You got what you got, and you are what you are.
Come on, Bethany. Come on.
But anyway, so that was it there. Now, so while we're on court, let's just go with this. You have a story about a collector show turning into a birds and the bees conversation. My question, your dad is here with us. You never gave him that conversation before, sir.
He learned it on the street.
That's good. Good to know.
You wouldn't believe the things I thought. No, it wasn't a talk for me.
Oh, thank God.
He still hasn't had it.
I don't know any of that stuff. And
He was on the wrong street.
So go ahead. What's the story?
It's a roast fest back here. We went to the collector's show. Me, my woman, my child,
my woman,
and she wanted to pick out some cool stuff. Long story short, she ended up charming somebody, and they gave her a bunch of free stuff like diaries and letters.
Nice.
It was crazy. But one of the pictures in the pack, the guy said, a couple of these are inappropriate, and I didn't know which ones because it was all in a big pile, and she was going through them, and one of them was inappropriate, and it had two airmen, World War II airmen in the Pacific, holding one of those like fertility statues.
Which is a schlong.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And they had a
like that rocket that Katy Perry went up in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what they called it in the caption that they hand wrote on it.
What? Katy Perry's rocket?
But it was colored a certain way and whatever. And
Katy Perry's
like 2 days later, me lady said, well, today I had to have the talk. She was asking a lot of questions, and I think it was probably related to that picture.
Oh, but you don't know.
No, well, I mean,
why would she randomly bring it up?
Yeah, she was asking like very specific, like what is this word?
What was the word? Don't say it. Give me the first letter.
PP.
What word begins with double P?
Well.
Which one is that? I don't know. All right. Well, anyway, listen. So we had to have the birds and bees talk at the tender age of 9, 8, 9, something like that.
8 years old.
I didn't have it till I was 8 or 9. Teen.
I think it was I got my birds and the bees talk from
last week.
Well, my teacher,
who was also your dad.
No, the one that was here.
Yes, Mr.
Holt, I guess, had like a thing with they sent home with the parents and stuff, and we had a guy's birds and the bees.
Right,
and the girls went.
How old were you when you got that?
I was in 5th grade.
That was 5th grade for us too. God. Yeah, 5th grade for us. It was at a Catholic school. The boys went to one room, the girls went to the other, and we all undressed and showed each other our changing bodies.
And how did you feel about that?
Well, it was because God wanted us to, so we were all, okay, if that's what God wants,
I mean, how did it make you feel?
Holy.
Oh, okay.
Why is everybody looking at me so weird? What happened? What happened?
What happened?
What? What did I miss?
Oh my gosh.
Got our poor guest back here.
Hey, what happened? She's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And she's going to kill Cindy for putting her on the show. Listen, that is great. I'm glad that she is learning about life from her mother and not on the street like you did. Okay?
Yeah.
And Beth is an idiot.
Yeah, true story.
That's the story that you told me to tell. I don't know the story you're going to tell. Go ahead. Why are you an idiot?
So I was at the chiropractor.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you've been going still.
Yeah, no, I was there on
I
Monday.
have to set an appointment. My back is just screaming today.
Screaming. Highly recommend. I haven't had any pain since he did it last month.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honest to God.
Okay.
So I went on Monday. I'm checking out. I'm at the checkout windows, which are like typical doctor's office checkout windows with the sliding glass situation. And there's behind me is the waiting room. And to my left is a doorway into the treatment rooms.
Yes.
And there's a shelf there before you go through the doorway.
Do they have one of those intercoms like we have?
No.
So you got to talk through the window and you can never understand what they say?
No, they open the glass doors.
Hi, how you doing? What's Adam?
Yeah, I'm here to see Dr. Fucklingplum.
So fill this out. I'm gonna go triplicate. What? I just need to fill this out. Triplicate.
Then you don't know what they're saying, and it's very annoying.
It is. But that's not what happened because they have sliding glass. And the glass was open. And I turned and there was a cardboard cutout mannequin display there in the corner. And I'm looking at it. And I'm looking at it. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, what the heck is this advertising? It doesn't even make any sense. There's nothing with it for the advertising.
Is it dressed as anything?
No, just casual clothes.
Cash, okay.
And then I'm like really looking at it, trying to figure it out. And it moved. Because it was a person. And I screamed.
Did you scream?
Bloody murder. And then
that must have been the most plain looking person I've ever seen or you've ever seen.
She just was so still and just kind of like leaning there like she was part of the display.
Did she have hair?
Yeah. But it was
the
pulled
mannequins
back.
usually don't have hair.
Pulled back.
Okay.
And so we're sitting there. So I start laughing and I look at her. I'm like, you just scared the ever living out of me. And she's like, I was wondering why you were looking at me so intently. I'm like, I was trying to figure out what you were advertising. So the ladies behind the counter are laughing. I'm laughing. I got myself so like flustered.
Yeah.
And I had to set up 5 treatment appointments just to kind of get, make sure I don't screw anything up. And I'm making them.
Right.
And I'm like more than halfway through. And I look down and I get a text message from my boss. And it says, as much as I love you, I will not go to your chiropractic appointments with you. And I looked down and I had scheduled Teams appointments for every single one of those appointments and had invited my boss.
Oh. Why wouldn't your boss go?
He was like, I know, I don't need to be there.
We all could use some.
So my poor boss, which is Britt Eisenberg, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I like
was
Britt.
like, decline.
Well, so you like to go into the chiropractor. It's helping a lot.
Highly.
Do they have anything other than just cracking your back? Like, do they have any machines they put you in or any?
They do, but I have not needed them for what my problem
they're not optional?
Well, I didn't need them for what my problem was.
What's your problem?
Well, apparently my sacrum was out of whack.
Hey.
I know.
It's a family show.
Sorry.
Is that like one of the chakras?
No.
No, it's the holy part of your back.
That's speculum. No,
that's not. That's no, that's not what a speculum is.
Okay,
that's a tool used for speculation.
Yeah,
for speculators. They like to go in caves. They use a speculum.
The miners.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like to mine. And their favorite tool is the speculum.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
No.
There was none of that. So he cracked my sacrum.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had zero
Where's the sacrum? Upper, lower?
Down here.
Is that where
tailbone area?
It's the tailbone. Yeah. Okay.
What's it called? Like
I thought that was the coccyx.
Well, I think there's a lot of things down there.
Or?
I mean, I don't know. He said, I just cracked your sacrum. Because when he did it, it went like, and I was like, oh, well, that
paralyzed.
I got something going. Like I think I have like something. It feels like I jumped off of a high elevation, right? Landed on my 2 feet, but a little too much on my left side.
Yeah.
And my leg got shoved further up into the.
Yeah.
Like I feel when I walk, I feel like I'm kind of lopsided.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he told me my left leg was longer.
That your speculum was lopsided.
My speculum.
Your saccharin.
Speaking of it moving at medical appointments, remember, and Grant will remember this, remember on Seinfeld when George went to the male masseuse and he was very uncomfortable and then the guy was like massaging him and he got to his buttocks and then George like got up and he's like, whoa, what? And then he went back to Jerry's apartment and he's like, it moved, Jerry, it moved. What does it mean? It moved.
Yeah, what's your point? That's what's going to happen to you at the what is this called? The chiropractor?
She said something about it like it moved.
Oh,
that's when
well, the table moved.
The table.
The table is not. It has like a mechanism that when he pushes down on you to crack you, the table moves pieces of it as well,
like a spring,
so that you're not pushing into a solid surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want that?
Like shocks. It's got shocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like,
no, No.
shocks. Okay.
That would be nice.
Suspension.
Have you ever had suspension? Yeah. Have you ever had? They put those like electrodes on you, and then
my
you
God,
get the
greatest thing
little.
in
Isn't
the
that
world.
fantastic?
You can buy those.
I know you can, and I'm thinking of doing it. I am strongly thinking of
Can
doing
we share it?
No, that's gross.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Got her.
Yeah.
Rude.
Got her. So, all right, I'm going to make an appointment at that chiropractor.
100%.
Yeah, because you've sold me on it, and I do need to go to one faux show.
Yeah.
Faux show.
Hey, I got a couple of shout outs to some listeners here.
All right, go ahead.
Shout out to Amy in Greensburg.
Yay,
Amy in Greensburg.
Avid listener. My dad met her at John Eric's Civil War Symposium.
Oh, I heard John Eric's Civil War Symposium in Pittsburgh was a runaway hit. So congratulations to John. I know he puts a lot of work and effort into these, and every year he begs me, please come.
Don't come. Oh.
No, he says, please come so others will. And I said, John, I think you can do it on your own. And this year he finally did. And so, and I refused to go for the last 3 years because I said, John, you got to do this on your own, buddy, and then I'll come.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are. Now I can.
Yep. Good job, Matt.
Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank you. Round of applause.
The world needs everybody.
It really does. It really does.
And then my father wanted me to say her last name, but like how many Amy's in Greensburg are avid listeners of the show?
Quite a few, actually. Greensburg, first of all, full of Amy's.
Wow.
That is, they call it the Amy capital of the year or of the world.
Of Western
do
PA.
we know Amy? Have we met Amy?
I don't think so.
Has she been here?
I don't think
Did she say
So this is just somebody that
she's just a listener.
just an avid listener. Well, thank you very much, Amy, for that. That listening. That always helps.
Dr. Foos over at
Dr.
Gettysburg Wellspan Urgent Care.
And he's still he's listening. I thought he was not going to listen tonight.
He said that?
You told me that he said no can do.
He couldn't come in person.
Oh, I see.
He couldn't come in person, but he might be listening. And if he is, then
well, we certainly hope that everybody over at Urgent Care is listening as well, because it's very important that they stay up to date with everything that's going on.
There's no better time to give a shout out to Addressing Gettysburg's official medical provider, Gettysburg Wellspan Urgent Care, and the staff over there.
Yeah.
Yes. Round of applause. That was good.
Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, as a bell ring,
It's so
I love John Dacre. No, he's great. All right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard, of course, about Gettysburg Bike Week. It is one of the loudest times of the year here in Gettysburg. But I'll tell you something about Gettysburg Bike Week. It is a great moneymaker for Gettysburg. A lot of fun people around, a lot of excitement. We're going to talk about it right now. Be right back. I missed my post.
Stick around.
That was terrible. I missed my post.
At Digital History Pioneers Foundation, we are about grassroots history on digital platforms. That means we are about podcasters, documentarians, YouTubers, and even TikTokers. All of these creators are out there trying to share their love of history with the public. They don't need ideas, they need funding, both from viewers and corporate donors. DH Pioneer's initial funding focus is on the Civil War era, with a special emphasis on the Addressing Gettysburg podcast. So be a vital part of the unique content Addressing Gettysburg has in store by donating at dhpioneers.com and help bring your love of history to the people. Digital History Pioneers is an IRS Section 501c3 approved charitable corporation that makes any donation tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law.
The Gettysburg Museum of History, located right here in the center of Gettysburg, PA. Owner and curator Eric Dorr grew up here and has spent his life collecting and preserving history through artifacts ranging from the Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, World War II, presidential items, pop culture, and more. His museum is free and open to visitors Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 5 p.m., where you can stop by and immerse yourself in some of the most amazing artifacts that you would never believe exist in the middle of Gettysburg. If you're a fan of Band of Brothers and everything
Everything Easy company, you'll love his exhibit featuring the Dick Winters collection and artifacts from D-Day. You can even own your own piece of history by buying one of the many relics they have for sale in the museum and on the website GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com. The Gettysburg Museum of History is a non-profit 501c3 organization with a foundation that allows all purchases and donations to keep the museum operating and open free of charge. They have been featured on the History Channel, the Travel Channel, the Smithsonian Channel, and the Science Channel. Now you can check them out on American Artifact, the series on the YouTube channel, The History Underground. So that's the Gettysburg Museum of History at 219 Baltimore Street or the GettysburgMuseumofHistory.com.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
We're back with Matt and Bethany on AG Today.
All right. Well, what the hell? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Addressing Gettysburg Today. AG Today, if you will. And even if you won't.
Do it anyway.
Hold on, I gotta shut my thing down and restart it here. Sami, what's your last name? Sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Kapler.
Sami Kapler is our guest today, and we are... Round of applause. And we are...
She bowed in her chair.
I know, that was very
She's
sweet.
a chair bower.
We're very discombobulated today because normally we have Cindy handles the guests, but she is off wrangling her child who just flew in from Alabama. And so forgive us for the disorganization in the back there. Okay. We went to the break and I'm waiting for her to come walking in and I realized she doesn't know because nobody's bringing her in.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, come on in. Because you don't have a lot of time during the break, okay? But here's what I was looking for, but I had to start over again. In honor of Bike Week. Wait, why is that song? All right.
Stop it! My cat's barfing! My cat's throwing up! Get out of here! The noise! You're making my cat vomit!
Stop it!
It's true. This is what people said years ago.
I have not heard that one.
Oh, you! I don't think you were in charge of it at the time. This is going back probably 15 to 20 years ago.
Yeah, no.
We were on Borough Vent. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Borough Vent is now it's a Facebook page, but it was a message board back in those days.
Okay.
And it's basically a place where people go to bitch. And of course, people bitch about everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so the noise of Bike Week, one lady claimed that, I think it was in the paper actually, that we should ban Bike Week because her cat vomits.
Oh.
The noise makes her cat vomit.
Her poor cat.
Yeah. And we're like, who cares? It's a cat, right? So anyway,
great story, Matt.
Yeah, but you don't hear stories like that about vomiting cats anymore. I'm sure that cat's dead.
I've heard stories, not a vomiting cat.
What stories have you heard?
What are some of the stories? Yeah.
Oh, it's just people who, for instance, last year, before Bike Week had even taken place, like literally months before, there was a noise complaint about our fireworks. Not one firework had been lit. Not one bike was even in town yet for Bike Week.
So it was a preemptive complaint.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
proactive, right?
Are you allowed to do that?
Apparently.
Yeah, you call the chief of police and you'd be like, I'm going to just say right now, I'm complaining about the noise in 2 weeks when Bike Week arrives. And then they're like, okay, we'll get back to you.
I'm predicting that this will bother me.
Right. I know myself well enough to know it's going to bug me. So I'm filing an official complaint right now, officer. That's basically what it is.
That's dumb.
What's wrong with that?
That's what happened.
Well, there's a lot of dumb people in the world.
Unfortunately,
there are. So now, how long have you been in charge of Bike Week? You're not a founding founder.
No, I'm not a
feast.
founding founder. So technically I'm not in charge. If my mother is listening to this, she will want me to make sure I say
she's
I am
in charge.
not in charge. She is in charge.
Okay.
I am right below her.
Okay, so you're second in command.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
I have been in that.
Listen, I'll tell you,
role.
second in command was enough for Custer to get his entire regiment wiped out. So it's in charge enough. You know what I mean? Got him, Court, right? Got him.
Nailed it.
Mostly it works if you just talk to me.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll just turn this way.
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You continue. You were saying.
Since I've been like more heavily involved since like 2018.
Okay.
But I would go to Bike Week since like 2000.
Do you ride bikes?
No.
Interesting. So you did your husband, boyfriend, nobody?
Sweetheart? No.
Sweetheart?
Husband, but he does not ride.
Does he ride a bike? Okay.
Nope.
So no one, father?
My stepdad.
Stepdad does.
Yes.
He does. Okay.
And that's how my mom got involved with bike.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So you like the whole atmosphere of the bike week and everything like that. But it sounds to me, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems to me like that's a lot of work putting all that. It's just the two of you, or do you have like a staff?
For the most part, like leading up to the event, it's just me and my mom. I mean, we have like meetings with our other staff. We do have a staff like that comes out, and like we have electricians, we have like maintenance people, we have I don't know, people who are in charge of random things like signs. Someone's in charge of signs. We have a sign person.
Right.
But I would say like the social media, the booking the bands,
like all the pain in the ass stuff.
Yes. The permits.
The headaches.
The permits.
The sponsors.
Permits,
that kind of stuff is like, I'd say 90% me and my mom.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
So do you...
And this isn't her full-time job. She's a social worker.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, this is because you how many months out of the year are you actually working on this? Is it the whole year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
But you're doing it on the side?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It goes from like, it's a little quiet in like September, October. No, it's not. It's never quiet. Come to think of it. Yeah, never mind. It's never quiet.
So I've always wondered, like, okay, so when I first became aware of Bike Week, I thought it was just one of those things where like, it started, where bikers were like, hey, let's go to Gettysburg this time. And then it grew from there. But it's not. It's actually an organized, planned event.
Yes.
And you have different vendors come and everything like that. You're going to be at the Barn Resort this year. That's like your headquarters.
Yes.
Normally it was at the Eisenhower? Or
the All-Star Complex.
The All-Star Complex. Okay. And which the Barn Resort also owns that now too. So are you going to be at both?
No, we're just at the Barn Resort this year.
Okay. So you're going to be at the Barn Resort, which is a beautiful venue, by the way. Mm-hmm. And if I come to the Barn Resort, okay, what can people expect? What can I expect to see and do while I'm there?
Okay. When you walk in, you have vendors. We have stunt shows. We have...
Really?
Oh, yeah. The Globe of Death, it's called.
Oh, what? Yes. Is that the thing where they ride around inside a big ball?
Yeah, it's like a big hamster.
Where are you going to do that at?
I could do that.
In the Globe.
In the Globe.
But in the built, like not in...
No.
It's 150 acres out there, somewhere in the lawn.
Yeah, we're using like half of the parking spaces, like the main ones in front of the barn for vendors. And the Globe of Death will be in one of those areas. So yes, vendors, stunt show. We have the Iron and Ink Tattoo Expo is going to be inside the barn this year. It's our first year doing it. Our concerts are the biggest draw.
Yeah.
By far.
Who's headlining?
Thursday night is Jasmine Kane. Friday night is Sleep Theory and Bad Wolves. And Saturday night is Saving Abel and Hinder.
Saving Abel and who?
Hinder.
They had a big hit song when I was a senior in high school.
Hinder?
Which? Yeah. Hinder, what was the song?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna slow you down.
Yep.
Because of the word hinder.
Hinder.
Yeah, they're big. Okay. Yeah. And now it's time for Hinder with their big hit, I'm going to slow you down.
So that's interesting.
How proud of you.
So are you the person who books the bands?
I did book the bands this
year. So you
year,
booked Hinder.
I did book Hinder.
2 weeks ago, he said he's never been proud.
I've never been more proud of myself than right now.
And look at that. It's like a greatest hits of proud moments for Matt. Just one after another.
You were saying?
So, so in the world of like rock music,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
Hinder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. What is there? Do they? You know them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lips of an Angel.
Thank you. What's the name of their song?
Lips of an Angel.
Oh, I thought you were being.
That was actually a compliment.
It was a big slow dance song, like all the school dances and stuff. Yeah.
It's not a really good slow dance.
How does it go, Court?
No.
I knew he'd.
He doesn't know it.
Can you give me a hint? I can't look it up and play it because I'll get a copyright strike.
I can't do it if other songs are playing. Or
Nothing's playing.
Well, if he's making music,
Stop
I can't
making
do
your
it.
Scott Stapp voice. And yeah. Just call me Lips of the Angel.
No.
Okay,
no.
go ahead.
I can't think of how it starts now, but it's all about a guy who has an affair and it's a thing. And
Yeah. Like a. Well,
I don't know. I don't know. What era are we talking? Like early 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
But
when I
it's a big-
tuned out of modern music. I
Yeah.
cut off at 2000.
It's a big deal. I've seen them in concert before.
Yeah.
They're very,
I
very
haven't
good.
yet.
Okay, well that's good. So that's exciting. We're getting like a real band coming out. Yeah.
Like real band.
Well, I seem to remember that. Like there were real bands that would come. I remember Molly Hatchet came out years ago. Some other one.
Engelbert
Humperdinck was here, which that didn't go over well.
Bobby Vinton.
No. Bobby Vinton. That was early on.
Yeah.
But okay, so now I'm curious though, because like this is like a one-man show here, and it drives me absolutely freaking insane. And is it most of the time during the year is Bike Week a two-man show, you and your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and that's a lot of, now you may not be addled with ADD like I am, but Court, why do you do the opposite of who's talking with the cameras?
What are you
Was
doing?
that on me while I wasn't talking?
Well, you were talking, like he loves
Just
to do
never
that.
pick your nose.
Yeah, don't pick your nose or yawn.
I thought she was about to jump in there. I was like, I'm going to get it.
No, but the audience, that bothers the audience when they can't see who's speaking.
Well, the audience.
Well, you're the only guy.
Huh?
You're the only guy.
Yeah, and I'm trying to side with the women here.
Listen, I understand. It's better to look at the women than it is to me. But anyway, so all those things you're talking about, like the amount of emails that you must have to go through, the nonsense with personalities and negotiating this and everything like that, right?
Yes.
And it's just the two of you.
Yeah.
So how do you delegate or divide the labor between you and your mom?
Anything that involves social media is me.
Okay.
Automatically. The rest of it, so like the really behind the scenes little stuff that I might not even like know
exists.
I mean, I know it exists, but like I don't want to deal with it. Like porta potties.
Yeah.
Mom
does
goes
that.
to her.
You give her all the shitty jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The literal. Yeah. Shitty jobs.
She books the cool bands.
I book the cool bands. I do the social media.
So you get the fun stuff.
Yeah. We both do like sponsor stuff, like looking for sponsors and things like that.
Do you get a lot of sponsors?
Do we get a lot of sponsors?
Yeah. Like, do you get, if you had to guess?
We do.
Yeah.
And we have this year, we're really grateful. We have a lot of local ones. I mean, we always have like Gettysburg Trading Post is our presenting sponsor.
Sure. That's a good
amazing.
Mix. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good fit.
That's what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, I would say maybe 15 sponsors.
That's
at
nothing to
different
sneeze
levels.
at for that.
Yeah, no.
Size of an event.
Can you still join as a sponsor?
Definitely.
Of course, you're never going to say no to money, right?
Of course, yeah.
Of course. What's the cheapest one you got?
I will take $50.
Okay, great. I'll take it.
And that gets you.
Yeah, what does that get you?
25 each.
See, I shouldn't have said anything. Nothing.
What that gets
50,
you.
it's not 50. This is a joke. You'll tell me after
Is
we're
a
off.
sticker. You get to
because
put,
I might be interested if the price is right.
You get to put a
gotcha.
sticker inside that dome that no one will ever see.
There you go.
That the bikes will ride over.
Yep.
Yeah.
And rip up.
I'll just get a really big sticker. That'll be good for the first few shots, I guess.
Yeah.
Till it's covered in Rubber.
Skid marks. Yeah.
Skid marks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not your underwear, Beth. I had to. I'm sorry. I wish Court said it.
So?
This is very rude.
It's not your underwear.
So, okay. How did you and your mom get involved with Bike Week? Because you're neither one of you are the founders.
Correct.
All right. Who were the founders?
Ooh. I want to say it was like, so they have like the Harley owners groups. They call them like the HOG chapters.
Okay.
Harley owners groups.
Oh, yeah.
The Harley owners group of I'm guessing it was Gettysburg.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I'm guessing. They started it. And then my mom actually started as a parking volunteer. Like, I think
they got her
in like 2006, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Like
they sucked her in. Yeah.
So how do you go from parking volunteer to
dedication
the person who's running it?
Just be really good at your job, I guess. Be really good at telling people what to do. She's really good at that.
Okay.
Yep.
She'll hear this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure she's proud of that.
She'll love that.
Yeah.
You will be very proud of that.
I would be proud of it too.
Yeah.
All right. So, but how does it go? How did that happen?
So I don't know the individual steps of how that happened. I know like she went from parking volunteer to maybe like a paid parking employee of some sort, or paid to help with vendor coordination or setup, things like that. And then she just kept working her way up to like overseeing the whole event, but not owning it, like owning the like trademark to the logo and things like that. And then I want to say 2014, 15, somewhere around there. She bought Gettysburg Bike Week from the previous person who owned it. And
that's something I never thought about.
Yeah, that's amazing to me that it's something you could buy. So you're buying the name, right?
Yeah. And it's still confusing. I don't really know how, like when I usually like, I'll say to some people like, my mom owns Gettysburg Bike Week. They're like, how do you own
Bike
Gettysburg
Week?
Bike
Yeah.
Week? But I guess like the name and the logo trademark, like no one else can call their event Gettysburg Bike Week. No one else can use our logo. So she owns that. And since she owns that, she owns Gettysburg Bike Week.
It's interesting. I have an offshoot idea that I'd like to do. Maybe you guys would want to also own this one so you can get both sides of the coin.
I'm nervous.
The Silent Bike Week. It's actually bicycles.
Or
electric
motors.
Or electric, or those little crotch rockets that don't really make any noise. Or
he used to own a bike shop. There's a reason why.
Well, that's where I came up with it because as a bike, it was a shop. It was a bike tour company.
Bicycle?
Bicycle, yeah.
Yeah, Gettysburg Bike.
That week was always the worst for me. It was called Getty's Bike Tours.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm the worst.
That week was always the worst for me because the motorcycle scared away the other people.
They tend to do that.
Yeah. So, I was like, what we should do is like, we should have like the Silent Bike Week or something. I think we called it Silent Bike Week. And it was supposed to be for cycling enthusiasts to come and get run over by cars. And I just never went and did it because I know what an undertaking it is to get events like that going. And I was just like, I don't want to take that on. I don't even like bicycles that much, Yeah. But if you think it's a viable idea, then I'd be interested in talking with you guys, and then maybe it's something we could do together. And we'll get, you and Cindy and your mother.
Okay.
But
Matt will just say it was my idea from the other side.
I just want to see my ideas come to fruition before I die. That's all.
Never mind that we're all sitting here at a podcast that he came up with.
Right. That's idea number one. Okay. We'll move on to number 2, Silent Bike Week. So, okay.
We're going from one end of the spectrum to the other.
Exactly.
I like it.
How many people are you expecting to show up this year?
We expect between 20 and 25,000 people.
Now,
that's insane.
Do people? How do you expect that? Because you're not buying tickets, right? Or are you? Oh, you are.
Oh yeah, we sell tickets.
Oh, okay. So you sell tickets for like the event at the barn or all the events at the barn.
Yes.
But you can still show up with your bike and do other stuff, right? But you can't be like there's a parade.
How do you police that?
So you can. It's going to be a learning curve since it's our first year at the barn, but you can come on your bike or in your car and go to, like, for example, the restaurants at the barn, like the Farmhouse Restaurant, Cellar 75. They have like the arcade on site. But all of our vendors, concerts, tattoo expo, bike games, really anything truly Bike Week related is fenced off. You have to have a pass to get in.
Like a
area.
convention.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the concerts, though, how do you? They're outdoors.
They're outdoors. Yeah. We bring in a stage.
So how do you really? I mean, you can fence off the immediate area, but I could hear that from a mile away.
Oh yeah, and people do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But see,
So I can hide in the woods and listen.
Having lived right across the street from the York Fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
So that when we moved in there, we thought, oh, we're going to hear every concert.
But yeah.
This is what I heard.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah,
I
guess you won't hear much of it. Yeah, that's true. Okay, fair enough. So 20 to 25,000 people.
Yeah,
that's insane.
How many vendors do you have?
Probably, I would say between 80 and 100 vendors.
Oh, Jesus. So, okay, do you get do people? Do you have any like deals with hotels? Like, oh, you get a ticket and you can we have a block of rooms at this hotel, or is it just everybody's on their own trying to figure out where they're going to stay?
Yeah, everyone's on their own.
Okay, so you're strictly just like the event area, the venue, and all that stuff.
Yep,
that is fascinating. I am kind of surprised that it is something you can own, but it makes sense though. Like now that you think about it,
like a convention. You own convention.
You own a convention, right? You own Gettysburg Bike Week.
Yeah.
You don't own Hanover Bike Week.
Didn't know there was a Hanover Bike
There isn't, but that's what I'm going to start.
Okay.
Jesus, Mary.
I'm not going to start that.
I do think that one of the things that has shocked me through this entire interview is that there are only two people. Let's go back to that.
I remember when Cindy told me that it's
that
her and her mother.
My mind.
Yeah.
Because
you know what she said? She said, it's a mother and daughter, and they're very nice.
Oh.
And I was shocked.
Oh.
What did you think they were going to be? Horrible humans?
I don't know.
Yeah, what did you picture?
Like I don't want to say.
Burly men?
A
knife fight?
Yeah, like a knife fight. Yeah, like maybe your mom had a scar on her cheek from a knife fight or something like that.
Like Arnold going into the...
Yeah, and you have like a barbed wire tattoo around your bicep, things like that. I don't know. I don't know what I pictured, but I was just... I guess I never thought about who runs Bike Week.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
I actually thought it was the Levans.
I did too. But I think that was
it from.
You got it from the okay. That makes sense.
That owned
because I remember when Jen was alive, she was like big. That was like her thing, Bike Week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never knew her.
I did, and so I never knew after she passed away like how that all worked. But yeah, okay. So all right. So still, I didn't know what to think. I didn't even know that was still something that she owned or that somebody owned. I thought it was just like a thing that happened organically. And then the businesses like Harley, like Battlefield Harley, said, oh, well, this is great. We've got a Harley dealership. So let's do some events out here and let's do some things over there. And then things just started popping up. Had no idea it was this organized.
Oh, it's very, it takes a lot of
I thought it was
and
very
time.
Organic. So there's a parade, right?
Yes, there is.
The Parade of Chrome.
Yeah,
I used to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Standing out on Steinway Avenue, all these motorcycles coming down.
I work on Baltimore Street in the Rupp House. So my office is like shaking the entire time. And the one time I don't know why I was there during the parade, but they sit there and they are sitting for a couple seconds before everybody goes off. And I left pretty soon after that. And my body was vibrating.
Yes.
I was like, that was a lot of motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably 1,000 motorcycles.
There's no way it was only 1,000.
Oh, it was more.
There were 8 million.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, usually the Parade of Chrome, I remember it being at least
it went on for
3,000. Yeah. Well, around here, what was this here you're talking about?
Yeah. It went on for 3 days. I was there.
What are you talking about?
I'm exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
Good Lord.
No, but
exaggeration.
It is like you get it's like swarms of bees, like because when I had the bike shop, we were outdoors, right, and our location was outside down at the visitor center, and so I have the Baltimore Pike on one side of me, the Tawnytown Road on another, town up there, the main Highway 15 down to the south and everything, and every once in a while, there's like a big group of guys because you just hear this
it's like thunder in the distance.
It is like thunder in the distance.
Yep.
There's something I have to say exhilarating about the sound of a Harley, but also something annoying, like when it like they really rev it and it like punches you in the chest and you don't expect
Beautiful.
it.
I love it.
It is. I understand the beauty of the noise. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think it would be more beautiful if I were
on them
and more a participant in everything.
Fair.
Yeah. Last year I had a poor guy.
I have nothing against you, Sammy. I'm not. It sounds like I'm saying you guys suck. I'm not saying that at all.
I don't think it sounds.
Okay, good.
Yeah, not at all.
Sorry.
Somebody coming out of Lefevre Street, and it had rained.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And I watched the motorcycle guy. Somebody hit the puddle, and he saw it coming at him, and he just and watched it just go down on him. And I was like, he expected it.
Brace for impact.
That's got to be a that's got to suck about being a biker is the fact that you're out there in the elements.
They love it.
Do they? You love getting rained on?
Or like you're
They
a
just
wimp
pull
if you
over.
don't love it.
Oh.
That's
Dad goes across country. He drove from here to Colorado on a motorcycle.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that,
Up to Nova Scotia.
I mean, I guess if the rain gets too much, just pull over or something. If there's somewhere to get
under an overpass.
Yeah,
overpass. Not underpass.
But if you're in the middle of the plains, like where are you going to stop? Or if you know what I mean, like
Just
you're like out west, you're going to get rained on. Yeah. That's got to be fun. Actually, it does have to be fun. It's the modern horse.
Apparently, it is.
Yeah. So you never rode a motorcycle before?
I feel like I shouldn't admit to that, but no, I've never been on a
You
motorcycle.
probably should do it.
I probably should.
You should do the dome thing.
Yeah, the Dome of Death. Why don't
Globe.
you the Globe of Death? Why don't you ask somebody if you could ride biatch on their bike?
Well,
is that what they call it?
Oh yeah,
riding bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a sidecar. A sidecar.
No,
I want a sidecar.
Sidecar.
No, that's
we can
what is this?
arrange to go in
Laurel
the
and
parade.
Hardy?
I'll be riding biatch, and you can
be in the sidecar. Just pick me up at Rupp House. I'll be right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Just beep really loud, and I'll come down.
We can just both get on a motorcycle.
I
for
love
the first
it.
Time.
Go ahead.
It wouldn't be my first time, but
You should do that. I think you should do that.
I probably should. It's always been like, if I'm not busy, I'll go with someone in the parade.
Yeah.
But me not being busy at
Have you
5
done that?
p.m. on Saturday at Bike Week is not going to happen. So
Well, you need to as second in command, you need to delegate to the third in command. Who's the third? You got to get a third.
maybe my stepdad. We call him the general. So.
And is your husband like voluntold to help with this, or does he kind of stay away from it?
He stays away from it typically.
So he doesn't want anything to do with it.
It's a lot.
What does
he
do?
a nerd? Tell me he's a nerd.
He's
yes, I knew it.
Definitely
what kind of nerd?
Car nerd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
He's
not
into
like
cars.
my
He works
husband.
with
Okay.
cars.
Not a nerd. Like he can actually get a date. Right.
Clearly.
Obviously, he got married.
Yeah.
Well, car
Mark
nerds
got married.
Car nerds are different.
Mark got married. I'm evidence right here.
Yeah,
Although I don't have my rings on. Sorry.
Right. Exactly. You're very shy about it. Ashamed almost.
No.
No. Anyway, so your husband doesn't have anything to do with it. He's into cars, but not motorcycles.
Correct.
Why not motorcycles?
Well, maybe because I would not like for him to be on a motorcycle.
Dangerous. So
Well, no, not. I'm torn on that.
What? Go ahead. Let's get into this.
He's. When I say he loves cars, he has a history of loving to drive them very fast. And so I feel that he would probably do the same on a
So
motorcycle.
it's not the motorcycle, it's the driver of the motorcycle.
Exactly.
I would imagine that if that's the way he is, once he gets on a motorcycle and feels the wind in his face and the bugs in his teeth, it'll be so exhilarating. He'll be like, this is the greatest thing in the world. And he'll go faster than the fastest that he goes in a car.
Absolutely.
Right? Because he'll just get totally swept away.
Yeah.
And probably the adrenaline rush will make him feel like he's invincible. And he'll go crazy on it. And
yes, that's exactly what would happen.
yeah. So I think you're right in forbidding him to do it.
She is a loving wife and knows her husband's limitations.
Yeah, good. That's good. That's good. Cindy is the same way with me. She said, don't stand on that stoop because you'll fall. And I said, you're right, Cindy. I'll meet you around back. I'll go in the garage because it's one level. There's no step up there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy. She says she's very sorry that she couldn't make it. I don't know if I told you that.
You may have.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that she was going,
you didn't know that this was okay. Well, she was expecting to be here and she's very sorry that she couldn't make it.
She does the news with
her
me.
daughter's flight came in late.
You want to do the news? You can stay and do the news.
You can stay and do the news if you want. You can stay and comment on the news. In fact, why don't we do that with you? Okay.
Okay.
All right. And now, before we conclude the interview and take the break and go to the news, tell us anything you want to tell us about Bike Week. Do people need to still get tickets? Are you sold out? What's the deal with this?
We have not sold out for sure. You can still get tickets. They're on our website, gettysburgbikeweek.com. For today only, we actually have 10% off with the promo code SUNNY.
SUNNY?
SUNNY because it's sunny out today.
Right. Okay. I thought it had something to do with Mr. Bono.
Not following.
Sonny Bono?
Hit a tree or whatever.
Yeah, hit a tree. Sonny and Cher? You know Cher?
Sunny. I know Cher.
Okay.
She knows Cher, but not
Nobody
Sunny
knows
Cher.
Sonny.
He's dead.
Ow.
Go ahead.
It turned really quickly.
He is dead.
Yeah, so you can still get tickets on our website. They will be a little bit higher in price at the gate this year, so I do recommend getting them online.
That's smart.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really excited with the new venue. We're going to have air conditioning on site for the first time.
Da da da.
Like outside the building? Like in a tent? No, I mean like in a tent or something?
No, in the building.
In the building.
In the building, yeah.
Yeah,
gotcha.
like
so
you
people
weren't
can go in
inside
and
before,
cool
right?
off.
No, we had like
Native
no like cool off rest areas prior to this. So it's going to be really nice to have the barn, like the building itself on site for people to go take a break.
Yeah. And there's food there.
There's food. The barn has restaurants. We'll also have food vendors just because
the
amount
gotta
of
have the pit
people.
beef.
Yeah. You got to have all of that.
Funnel cake.
Yeah. Gotta have, we have the Globe of Death. We have, like I said,
which we're going to try out.
We're going to try out.
Me in a sidecar.
Yeah.
Yes. Me riding
in a sidecar.
Doing the Globe of Death.
Oh, please. That would be great. You do it with a sidecar in the Globe of Death.
There would be death.
There would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, please do that.
We can arrange that.
Don't worry. We'll put a mattress on the bottom of the globe so you'll have something to bounce off of. All right. So go ahead. Continue. Yes.
We will have the Iron and Ink Tattoo Expo on site, which people can buy tickets just to go to that, or it's included in your Gettysburg Bike Week admission.
Smart.
We have all of our usual Bike Week stuff, like the bike games. We have bike shows where like people ride their bikes in and show them off and can win like trophies per category depending on what type of bike they have.
Wow.
We have the LED light show.
Oh, what's that like?
It's really cool. It's on Friday night. The bikes are going to like line there's like a loop, like a parking loop right in front of the barn. And all the bikes will be lined up in there. And then they all have like a time period where they have their lights on, like the LED lights on the bike. And we'll have a judge go around and pick the winner's for each category.
Yeah.
So that's Friday night. That'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Prizes of unspeakable value for that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, priceless prizes.
Priceless prizes.
They get to hang out with us.
Priceless or worthless?
Priceless.
Priceless.
of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we do contests, they're worthless prizes.
Wow.
We won second place. Well, I wasn't there. I was sick at our trivia contest in which he gave us free Patreon to the show that we work at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very generous.
Yes, very much.
Mhm.
What happened? I was reading the comments. What did you say?
Nothing.
I hope that she didn't just put me on the hook for a large sum of money.
I would never tell.
Good. Well, listen, we're going to take a break and we'll come back. We'll do some other talking. You just sit and join us, okay? And relax and all that jazz, and we'll do the news.
Feel free to interject at any time.
Yeah, absolutely. At any point, because I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be kind of tricky doing the news because I'm going to be covering for Cindy, and I don't know if I can do it. I'm not the consummate news professional. Oh, sorry. Wait, we got to go. Sorry.
Chris.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinway Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, The Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hairs must up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Ground Top Row.
You know, I don't need this here. I know everything there is to know about Little Ground Top.
What are the ingredients, Matt?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Well, I'll tell you what the ingredients are.
What? Tell me.
You've got notes of cacao.
Cacao.
Wildflowers.
Wildflowers.
And sweet tea. What? And toasted sugar. I knew it was sweet. You have all those things in Little Ground Top. Have you ever pulled? I thought you were pulling your underwear out of your pants.
No, I have a blanket on my.
No, it's funny because the table was like blocking it. I was just like Jesus, pulling those granny panties all the way up. She's Urkling those granny panties. Listen, Little Ground Top. Have you heard of Little Ground Top, the greatest coffee ever?
I have not.
Do you know Bantam Roasters?
I do.
Well, when you go in there, ask them for a bag of Little Ground Top. Take it home, make it, and you'll never be the same.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you should drink it, and then you'll never be the same.
Like I'll never be able to drink another type of coffee
No.
again? Okay.
That Sanka that you love to drink.
That what?
Exactly. Another 45-year-old reference. Sanka. That Folgers crystals that you love.
Now we're.
Okay.
Now we're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to taste like dirt compared to Little Ground Top.
Wow.
That chock full o' nuts. Okay. That Maxwell House. Now you're with me. We're in this. All right.
Yep.
Good.
I'm following.
Garbage compared to Little Ground Top.
Ground Top.
You know what? Little Ground Top tastes like the coffee came from a spring, a Rocky Mountain spring.
Okay.
And that's not even the water.
That's not even. Yeah. You could use toilet water, and it's still going to taste delicious. I wouldn't use toilet water. I would use the best water you can get your hands on.
Okay.
Tastes fantastic. You can get it at 82 Steinware Avenue at Bantam Roasters, straight across the street from the Dobbin House, the world famous Dobbin House. You can also get it by going to addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. And you know what? I'll tell you this. If you don't, some people are going to be upset, and they might show up at your house with baseball bats one night. And I don't want to say what they're going to do, but I got to say, you got a nice pair of knees. It would be a shame if something happened to them. What a jerk. What a real jerk. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. My buttons aren't working. What is happening? Oh.
You broke it.
If you like this podcast and what we're doing here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming interesting history podcasts here at Addressing Gettysburg. It really helps the channel, and it's completely free. That's the best thing. It's completely free. Please help us make our goal of 25,000 subscribers by Memorial Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharon.
Right?
No.
Oh.
We're at 20. I think. 20,500 or something. What?
Okay.
On the phone.
We have somebody on the phone?
We do. The great Louis Trott, licensed battlefield guide extraordinaire, co-founder of the Get Out of the Car tours with me and myself. Louis, welcome.
Hey, am I caller 10 for that Skinner record y'all giving away today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are.
If you can tell us the lead song.
Damn, this is the best thing since I got the Molly Hatchet record.
How you doing, Louis?
I'm doing all right. I've been under the weather for about a week, but I'm getting better.
It's going around. People always say that when somebody
Better
tells
this
them
week
they're
than
sick.
next
It's
week.
not true. Yeah, that's
True
true.
story.
It's better this week than next week. Next week, you've got a very busy Saturday. You are going to do a Get Out of the Car tour, our inaugural one of the 2025 season. But then also, you're going to come back to Gettysburg and join me for the recording of our July 2nd anniversary show over at the Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. Is that not true, Louis? That was all one breath.
That was
That
really
is
good.
absolutely true.
And we want to talk a little bit. We haven't had time. We almost had time to record our promos for the tours like we always do. Then Louis got sick, and then I had something going on. Like every time we thought we had time, we didn't have time in the end. And so Louis was like, hey, sorry we never did the promos. I was sick. And I go, you weren't sick that long, Louis. I had problems too. It wasn't just you. Don't take all the blame. But that's the kind of friend Louis is. He shoulders the burden so you can walk away scot-free. But that's not what I'm allowing here. All right, it's both of our faults. Anyway, so Louis is calling in tonight to promote the tour. Louis, tell us about the tour on April. I knew it began with an A. April 26th.
April.
Go ahead.
It goes with Easter, Halloween.
Since everybody knows we're not doing as many tours in the park this year, we will do some hiking on this trip. So if you're coming, be prepared to walk. We'll walk approximately from the picnic area along South Confederate. We'll take the Bushman Farm Lane to the Slider Farm Lane to the Western Shoulder of Big Round Top.
Dang.
Probably get up to the road, turn north, and go towards Warren Avenue in that area. But it's all about Laws Brigade and what they do on the 2nd of July, 1863.
Well, let me say to all of you who will be attending, have fun. That's a lot of walking for me. Too many.
Well, you know what? I walked the opposite way last year on the Heritage Hikes, which I'll be doing in 2 weeks. And while I'm on that walk, I'm thinking we could do this for the Get Out of the Car tour, coming the other way for Laws Brigade. I'm always thinking when I'm out there for future tours. And I said, and this was before we had the permit stuff going on. And then I thought about it more, and I said, we're staying on. No, there could be frogs if it rains. I heard the peepers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it did.
But we stay on paths, and that's what the Park Service requires, and so we won't have any problems with this. But it's not a bad walk. It's on paths. We're not going on off road land or anything, so it's decent. But we'll stop along the way, talk about what happened. I will throw this disclaimer in there. This is not a Joshua Chamberlain against William Oates tour.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to talk about Jeff Daniels and what a great job he does, I'll field questions about it. But this is not the 20th Maine against the 15th Alabama, because there's more regiments out there, of course. And, so we're not going to stay focused on that. That's a tour in and of itself.
Yeah.
And that's not what our purpose is this time.
Well, so while we have you on the phone and we're talking about this, I got the paperwork for the permit today, and I'm supposed to share information with everybody regarding parking and other things. So, Lewis, it would be great if you would take some notes there in your notebook here as we do this, because it's going to be interesting. If we get our normal 80 to 100 people,
it's going to be a beautiful day, so you are.
Well, yes, but it's going to be interesting to see how we do with parking. Now, where do you want to start the tour at, Lewis?
We're going to start around the picnic area.
That's right. Okay, that's what I thought.
Which South Confederate, so there's parking there.
All right. Well, there's 3.
Not necessarily enough.
Yes. There's 2 of the 35 park-specific terms and conditions they send you with the permit that everybody needs to know. That includes me. That includes you who are listening and attending. And Lewis, that includes you as well, who will be our fearless leader that day. Rule number 30, in locations with monuments, permittee, myself, must hold permitted activities on the ground level. This includes the earth mounds surrounding the monument, so we can't stand on earth mounds around the monument, right? We cannot block access to monuments or interfere with other visitors, which will tie in with the parking rules here. So parking on April 26, 2025, carpooling is required. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know how we're going to do that, because when I had a discussion, that was not mentioned at all. But if you can carpool with people, go ahead and do it. Parking is only permitted along South Confederate Avenue. So some people like to go to the end of the tour and park and walk back. And then when they get to the end of the tour, they just hop in their car and leave. You can still do that, but the tour is ending on Warren Avenue. You cannot park on Warren Avenue. There is a volunteer day. Well, let's see here. I'll read it to you here. The picnic area parking must be left for picnic area users on a busy Saturday. Permittee must ensure all cars are parked on the right side of one-way avenues and that all tires remain on the paved road. So you are going to park on the right side of the road, all 4 tires on the pavement. By the way, Sami, I know this is very exciting for you to be a part of this show and listen to this. But
I have a lot of thoughts on parking, so.
Yeah, I bet you do. Parking in front of monuments along South Confederate Avenue is prohibited. So that means you're not allowed to. So in other words, where there's a pull-off for some kind of parking spaces in front of, what is it, the Alabama monument down there?
Texas is down there.
Yeah, Texas is down there.
Yep.
You can't park directly in front of these monuments, because we have to let the first-class citizens park in front of those monuments. Okay? So we can't block those. Parking, let's see, blah, 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 blah.
Are you allowed to park in the picnic grove?
Nope, you cannot. No, thank you. I thought it said that here. No, you can't park there. No, it does say that. I play back the tape.
I heard it.
Those wishing to stage vehicles near the end of the tour must park on the right-hand side of South Confederate Avenue near the intersection of South Confederate Avenue and Warren/Wright Avenue. So that actually turns into Sykes a little bit before the intersection, because the Union troops there didn't want their monuments put on South Confederate Avenue. So they changed the name like before it actually meets the intersection. But it's the same stretch of road that they're referring to there. So you can park there. You just cannot park on Warren Avenue if you're one of those people that likes to park at the end. Lewis, I know you like to do that, so be mindful of that. Those wishing to stage their vehicles, blah, 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 blah. I read that already. At a safe distance from the intersection. No parking, and this is in bold, no parking on Warren Avenue, as that area will be used by volunteers for a volunteer in the park's workday. Group size and associated transportation methods for permitted activities should be planned appropriately and not exclude general park visitors from being able to access the area/parking area or block traffic. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, if you're coming, we just don't get in the way. So don't block any monuments. Don't park in parking lots, like at the picnic area. Keep all of your tires on the road, meaning the pavement, the gravel, the dirt, the grass, whatever does not count. Keep all 4 on the pavement. Just don't be a nuisance. Don't get in the way. And also, I think we're actually supposed to walk 2 abreast. Yes. When walking on park roadways, participants must walk no more than 2 abreast and stay to the roadside so as not to interfere with vehicles.
We'll hardly be on the road.
What?
You're not going to
We'll hardly be on the road.
We will hardly be on the road, yes.
Yeah, so the one thing I'll say is just be mindful if there's other people sharing, looking at the park that day, visiting the park, we hope. The Park Service hopes that. I don't know what the weather's going to be. I know there's a chance of rain. How many people are actually going to be out there? Nobody knows. But we just need to be good stewards of the park, and that includes, don't park in the grass.
Right.
I anticipated we'd have to park along the side of the road. And the other thing is for the tour itself. I realize this is probably our longest walk. I don't know if one of the Pickett's Charge walks we did matches the length. I meant to measure it, but I never got around to it. I think this is the longest walk. So once we start going from point to point, if we could keep it together rather than have this big accordion thing where it becomes a social event in the back, and I try to wait for everybody, but I'm trying to cover as much as I can and end it where Warren Avenue intersects with Sykes. If we get to 12 o'clock and I'm by the Vermont monument over there by the road on Culp's Hill, I could end it there if need be, but I'd really like to walk down the way the Laws Brigade was going towards Little Round Top. And that, because of the walk, that requires us, when we walk, let's try to stay together as best we can.
No caterpillar.
I'm not going to run or anything, but let's, keep together. Try not to get so strung out.
Well, here's what we'll do,
so I can
Louis.
get all these different stops.
Here's what we'll do. Look, we go. When we go, we go. If you keep up, you keep up. We have distance and information and 2 hours. So we have to make the 2 hours. So that means if we have to rush up ahead and there are people that are going to be behind, it's a free tour.
Yeah, that's their choice.
Yeah, it's their choice. We can't wait for everybody. We have a permit that is only good for 2 hours. So we have to be done
what
by 12.
What time is it? By 12.
Yeah, it's 10 to 12. Yeah, I mean, there's 9:30. I'm sorry, because we got to park too. But anyway, so like we'll tell everybody in the beginning, keep up with us, but we can't hold up every stop because of the distance that we're covering. Keep up, don't trip and fall and hurt yourself in the process or in the effort of doing that. But don't be upset, don't be offended if we have to move on or start at a stop before you get there. We can't wait for everybody because of the distance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a reasonable
group. I know
group.
this is a longer walk.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but I think it's a very interesting one too, especially the different sight lines you get from that side of the field.
It is.
People don't walk down there generally.
No, they don't, and that's why it's so cool because you see it from a perspective that you never really see before unless you've been there, and most people don't.
Yeah.
Because cars don't go there. So how are you going to see what you're not seeing if you're staying in the car? That's why we call it the Get Out of the Car Tours, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Brilliant.
Rule. Thank you. Rule number 25: men must not wear baseball caps with logos on them. So if you have a plain baseball cap, that's okay. But rule number 25 does not allow.
What?
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to see what people would believe, and everybody believed it. You were kind of
Joseph Goebbels showed up.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We don't need to make that comparison, Louis.
That was somebody else. That wasn't me.
Oh, okay, good. All right, listen. So the tour is at it starts at 10. Obviously, you want to get there a little early for the parking, because parking is not all in one spot. We're going to have to be spread out, and might be stretched out for a bit. But we are meeting on foot at the picnic area or thereabouts at 10 o'clock. The tour promptly starts, and we will move along very quickly from stop to stop. If you park at the end, remember, you can't park on Warren Avenue. You have to park at the end of South Confederate or the beginning of Sykes Avenue. And that does not include the Sykes Avenue that is on the slope of Little Round Top. So before the saddle of between the Round Tops, that's where you can park. You cannot park in the saddle. Warren Avenue is the road that goes up the saddle.
Can you do that again?
In the saddle. You can't do that. You can't park there. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, matt@addressinggettysburg.com, and I will do my bestest to help you understand what we're talking about here. But don't let all these rules dissuade you from showing up. One rule is that we cannot collect fees, donations, solicited, or commercial activity conducted within the park. So we're going to tell you now that we hope to fund all of the Get Out of the Car tours next year, or as much of this year as possible, even though it's late in the year, through donations to the Digital History Pioneers. So go to dhpioneers.com and make your beautiful contribution. Now. Right now. Do it now.
Legit now.
Yeah. The tours this year are going to range...
Because you have time.
Scared us.
The hell was that?
Wow. Yeah, you do. You do have time. There's plenty of time to do that.
There is no time.
The tours this year do take on a larger cost than normal in some instances. So every little bit would, of course, help. Okay? Lewis, thank you very much for the call. Looking forward to seeing you in a week or 2 weeks.
One real quick final thing.
Yes.
Wear good walking shoes, but we are staying on paths. So we're not going off the beaten path. We're staying on paths, but still we're walking. Wear good shoes.
Wear good shoes. And is it too soon for ticks? No, probably not, right? So you want to bring your bug spray?
Yeah. No, I've already had some.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
All right, Lewis.
They're resilient bugs. I give them a lot of credit.
They really are. And you thought with all the freezing weather we had this year that maybe they would have died. The population would have died down a bit. But
I got some in March.
No, good. All right. Well, we will. I'll see you on the 26th, Louis.
Yeah, I hope to see as many people out there that can attend and are interested in our tour. But I thank you.
Yes, sir. I thank you very much. And have a good one. Say hi to Ashley.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
I sure will.
All right. So, how exciting was that for you, huh?
Riveting,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. All right, Court. Let's get some action going on here, right? Let's get goofy. Yeah.
Everybody.
Travis, how have you been?
Good. And yourself?
I've been fine. Back hurts.
Head hurts.
Leg hurts. Other than that, I'm all right.
All right.
What have you been up to this winter? How was your winter?
Busy working.
Good. They're keeping you busy over there?
Yes.
A lot of people dying?
Yes, dying to get in them.
Travis works at a casket making company. So they're dying to get in the caskets.
That's a good one.
Because that's really how you're only going to get in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can try one out when you're alive, but why would you want to?
No,
I don't want to do that.
No.
Are they comfortable? Have you ever laid in one?
No, they don't allow that there.
They don't? But how do you know? I guess you're not selling them. Do they let the salesman?
You're not selling them for comfortability.
No, but do they let the salesman lay in them?
No, nobody does.
I'd be curious.
Of course you would.
Well, I mean, are they comfortable? They look
They're
comfortable.
They're not meant to be comfortable.
How do you know?
Because you're dead.
Yeah, but it's all psychological for when you're alive, right? Would you want to be cremated or buried?
Cremated.
Why? Because you don't want to turn into bones. You'll be afraid of yourself. You'll be dead. What does it matter?
I don't want to know about it.
Exactly. So you want comfort in death.
I'm going to be made into a tree.
I want to be cremated. You're going to be made into a tree.
Yeah.
I want to be.
They plant you in a tree.
I've seen that. And that actually is a good idea. Like you're the nourishment for the tree.
Yeah.
Not as ashes, but as a body.
The ashes.
Oh, no. I want to do it where
them in the tree.
They put your body in a bag with a tree in there. And then, I want to do that. The mat tree. No, but I want to be cremated probably because I don't want to be in a cold, dark box that gets eventually wet and gross in the water.
You'll be dead. What will you care?
Exactly. But that's my point. I want to lay in the casket to know I have a bad back. I want to lay in the casket to know that I'm going to have a comfortable rest for the rest of eternity or eternity.
Yeah.
Right? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
You agree with me?
I agree.
Mark's grandma, right?
Am
I carrying the casket?
No.
I never told you that.
Did you drop it?
No, but I picked it up before my cohort.
And she fell out.
Tipped it.
My cohort picked it up.
Did she fall out?
And I felt her shift in there.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
So to this day,
Do you know she was dead?
Oh, she was dead.
You sure she was dead?
Yeah, 100%. But I felt her slide. And to this day, I have nightmares of her in the casket like this.
Yeah, I never thought of that. I thought they stapled your clothes into the fabric, so it didn't happen. That you stayed still.
I have no idea, but all I know is that I felt it go.
Ugh. Oh, that's gross. So you actually did the lifting of the casket?
Because I had to, because Mark had his surgery.
No, I know, but like all the times I've been a pallbearer, they've always had it on the gurney. So you just wheel it in.
We had handles.
Yeah.
We had to pick
It's
up.
probably some stupid insurance thing in Jersey where you're not allowed to carry it, but you can wheel it in together.
Oh.
Because they wouldn't even let you pull it out of the hearse.
I've never heard of casket being on a gurney.
Yeah. So that's got to be a Jersey thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I had to do it because Mark had his vein surgery.
Varicose veins.
Yeah. So they removed all those veins.
I never knew men could get varicose veins until you told me Mark had them.
Yeah. He had 82 veins removed.
Really?
And lost 17 pounds.
What are they? Like stressed veins or something? Like what causes?
Well, he has a genetic disorder.
Okay.
That his capillaries don't close.
Oh, if only I had a nickel.
For every time your
He needs some niacin.
He does need some niacin,
He does
doesn't
not need niacin.
Well, he doesn't need 1,000 milligrams, but he needs some niacin.
There's many things Mark needs. Niacin is not one of them. He's got 99 things.
And niacin
ain't one of them.
What about you? Have you ever taken niacin?
I have not.
No. If you take too much of
Don't
it,
do
you itch, like from head to toe, in places you didn't know you had itching nerves, and it's the greatest and worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
How would that be the greatest thing in the world?
Well, because along with that itch, you feel a flushness because blood is going to your surface, right? No, not euphoria,
but close.
You feel like blood is just going in places where it's not always going, right? And so you get a little red, you get a little flush, you get a little hot, and then with the heat comes itching. But it's like an itch from within.
What's the purpose of this?
It's a niacin. What's the purpose of it?
Yeah,
you're psychotic.
Oh.
Like a psychopath will take 1,000 milligrams of niacin when the daily recommended dosage is 25 milligrams.
No, it's not actually first.
Oh, it's like, okay, I got it.
No, because I'm just saying Court's a psychopath because he takes 1,000 and he gave me 1,000 and I didn't know you're supposed to only take 25. And then I was itching.
As a social worker,
yeah,
would you recommend that?
It sounds like no.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're right. Don't do it. All right, listen. You're about to witness one of the most exciting things that most people don't actually get to see live in front of their face, and you're going to be a part of it because we want you to comment on the ridiculousness of it all. Okay,
I can do that.
All right, and bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to be
I have a motorcycle
professional
sorry.
Cindy. All right, here we go.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
You go first.
Oh, do I?
You're playing Cindy.
All right, we'll try it again.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling,
We're
with
gonna
current
get it.
events and sidewalk conditions.
Soon we could all be departing from Parton in Tennessee.
Firefighters help repair historic Adams County Courthouse clock tower after high winds.
A herd of 25 escaped cows visit Pennsylvania neighborhoods, and it is fun for sure.
Gettysburg Electric Map on display in Hanover. All this and more on today's news.
That was nerve.
Let's talk about big bulls then.
That was nerve-wracking. How do you girls do that?
Yeah, shut up.
Wow, that was tough. All right, well, we could all be departing from Parton soon after Tennessee lawmakers bid to rename Nashville's airport after President Trump was rejected. Fans are reigniting the push to rename it to rename the airport after legendary Dolly Parton instead. A big bouncy pair of Nashville creatives started an online petition to rename the city's airport after music legend Dolly Parton and have now amassed over 50,000 signatures. The proposal would add 2 large spherical buildings to the airport for the new Dollywood Airlines arrivals and departures. I just made that part up.
I know.
Comedian Lydia Popovich, Lydia P, we'll call her, and Goat Song Records comedy label owner Dan Dion launched the Change.org petition in the wake of a failed attempt by Representative Todd Warner to have Nashville International Airport named after Donald Trump. The two said they first started discussing the campaign to have the airport renamed in Parton's honor about 2 years ago. Dolly's a great Tennessean and a great unifier who adds legitimacy to the South because her story resonates with everyone. All people smile when they talk or think about her. She's the best of the South. That alone is an achievement. Dolly says, I mean, it does sound like a lot of fun to say your flight is departing from Nashville's D. Parton. Okay, well, so that's it there. Hopefully that'll happen so we can all fly into Dolly.
All right, let's hear it for Dolly Parton.
There you go, baby. Yeah, Dolly Parton, how old is she now? Like 80?
Yeah, she's up
She's
there.
up there, right?
Her husband passed away. So,
her husband did pass away, Kenny Rogers.
Yep. Islands in the stream.
That is what we are, Court.
Okay. The Adams County Courthouse got a helping hand from community volunteers after part of the building's clock tower came loose during the high winds earlier this week.
Here, check out my shirt. Save the clock tower.
Wow, look at you.
So we had quite the storm
Something's wrong with me.
earlier this week.
Yeah, we did.
There was hail and all kinds of craziness.
The Hale Bopp Comet was here.
The Gettysburg Fire Department shared that the volunteer department's firefighters were called to assist with securing loose pieces of an aluminum scroll on the Adams County Courthouse's clock tower on Wednesday morning after high winds and severe storms moved through the area on Tuesday. Utilizing the 104-foot aerial ladder of the department's Truck 1, maintenance personnel ascended the ladder and secured the aluminum scroll pieces back in place. These storms, including a severe thunderstorm, had gusts up to 60 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service. Half-inch size hail was reported in Adams County. At my house, we had it, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
The Weather Service said, and social media reports showed significant hail in the northern portions of the county near Aspers. I'm not in Aspers, but I still had hail.
Yeah, I was in here when that came. And Court, go to your camera real quick. And you see how dark the window is behind you, right? That's the way it was in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And I was working at the computer. And, I could just tell from the ambient light coming in that it got darker outside because all I'm really seeing is the light in the room, the artificial light. And I look and it looks like that. And then I start hearing this god awful thunder. I mean, it was like boom, 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 boom. And actually, at one point, I thought there was an accident outside the building because it sounded like
Somebody
big crash.
wrecked into the building.
No. It just sounded like a crash. And then the hail, because this is a metal ceiling. And the hail. Oh, boy. That was some hail, right? You done?
Yep.
A herd of 25 escaped cows visit Pennsylvania neighborhoods. They went parading through several neighborhoods in Pennsylvania's Bucks County after escaping from a farm. I think this has to do with this
Bucks
storm.
County, but it was cows.
Yeah, they have cows out there. Oh, I got you. Wow, that's good. Boy. Annette Worthington, one of the owners of Curly Hill Farm in Doylestown, said a call from a neighbor led to the discovery that about 25 young heifers had escaped from their pasture. They got spooked last night from the storm, Worthington told CBS Philadelphia. They ran past 2 electric fences, and they hit it with such force they ripped a fence post out of the ground. So much for the electric fence working and doing its job, right, ladies and gentlemen? Worthington said the herd split into 2 groups. That's smart. Let's split up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll never find us. They can't catch us all.
Chancellorsville.
Right, exactly. Let's split our forces. One headed into a wooded area. Those are the smart ones. And the other, we're taking a tour of residential areas. About 10 of the bovines were captured outside B&B Beverages in Doylestown, where owner Zach Jarin caught sight of the action. He said there were a bunch of farmers there trying to wrangle them out. Definitely never something he expected to happen selling beer. All of the cows were eventually recaptured with the help from police and local authorities. Worthington said a single cow named Gracie evaded pursuers for a few hours longer than the others, but was safely returned to the farm and made into filet mignon.
Okay, for those of you coming to Gettysburg in the next couple months, we're going to see several new businesses.
Really?
Yes. A stretch of U.S. Route 30 spanning from Gettysburg to Strabane Township is seeing an influx of new businesses that are opening, under construction, or proposed. Here's a look at the new developments. Already open, and I have visited it, and it's very nice.
Yeah.
Is Ace Hardware and Schmuck Lumber.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought some Allen wrenches at Ace.
Did you?
Did you?
Yeah, wow.
They were good.
It's actually nice inside. It opened on April 8th. Moving out of town towards the Walmart, you have Aldi's is set to open on Wednesday, May 14th.
I'm excited about that. I've never been to one, but everybody loves them.
Yeah, Mark shops at Aldi's all the time. And then there is going to be in that same complex a Popeyes.
Mm-hmm. All right. So which fried chicken is better? Okay. I'm going to give you 4 choices. Popeyes, KFC, Roy Rogers, or Rofo.
I've never had them at anywhere but KFC, so I can't answer that question.
How about you, Sammy?
I'm going to go with Popeyes.
You're going to say Popeyes. Courtney?
Say Popeyes.
I didn't know Royal Farms was even a thing until I was here.
Have you tried the chicken?
No. And
you have to try
I haven't had KFC in a long time. Popeyes, I'm going to go with Popeyes because
you're going with Popeyes.
I've also not had Popeyes, but but it seems like my kind of.
So you're giving an answer and you're picking something you've never had.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. What's wrong with that?
There's also the new.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. There's also the new.
How about you, Travis? Which one of those? Popeyes, KFC, Roy Rogers, or Royal Farms?
None of it.
No, you don't like fried chicken?
Good job, Travis.
Yeah, but I live with 3 Dutch people.
Oh. So you have real fried chicken.
Yeah, real fried chicken.
Oh. Can I eat at your house someday?
Yes.
Thank you. How about you, Court's dad?
I go with KFC.
KFC. All right. I'm going to have to go. I haven't had Popeyes in years. Haven't had KFC in years. Don't remember the action of Popeyes. Do remember the reaction from KFC. I'll only go there when constipated. So I would say I got to go with Rofo, Royal Farms. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. Thank you.
It's the niacin.
It's the niacin.
It's the niacin. Go ahead.
Also, did you know there was a Gettysburg shopping center?
No.
Apparently, it's already in existence.
Is that like Marshalls? So it's not the new build?
No, not that part.
Is it the Marshalls?
Nope.
The Panera?
No. So
wait, hold on. Oh, well, it's not the one in town here on West Street. Huh.
Is it where Giant is?
Phase 1 of the Gettysburg Shopping Center has already been built. Phase 2 will consist of a 12,295 square foot shopping complex, which will be accessed off an existing roadway to the Royal Farms. Lot 1 was the Royal Farms.
Wow.
Oh, that's the Gettysburg Shopping Center.
Apparently now the Gettysburg Shopping Center.
But there's two things there. There's the Royal Farms and there's Tractor Supply.
Mm-hmm. Apparently now there's going to be an additional 12,295 square foot shopping complex.
Well, a lot of people around here say, I wonder what it's like to live in New Jersey. Well, you're about to find out.
Well, we're not done yet.
Oh,
we're not
good,
done yet.
Good.
Just across Route 30 from the existing Royal Farms, Wawa has proposed a gas station near the intersection of Gateway Boulevard and US Route 30. According to the Strabane Township Planning Commission minutes, the site has proposed to sit across Route 30 from the existing Royal Farms, according to a listing by real estate firm Bennett Williams.
So
that shows potential for additional businesses to join Wawa at the location.
So is this because we have a population that justifies all this, or is this because we're expecting one because we're going to find out about some new housing developments, or did Amblebrook create the population where we can now support all these businesses, or is it because it's at the intersection of 30 and 15 and people coming off of 15? Are we turning into Chambersburg near 81? What is happening?
I don't know, but I'm going to say that at the very minimal. Stop. Strabane Township has at least opened themselves up for more retail businesses. So I'm assuming, I don't know how people find that out. Does the township go, hey, we've got land and we're open for business? Or I don't know how that works.
Strabane kind of has sold itself out.
They got a good old boys network.
Yeah, they do.
How you find out that these things are out there. Because I feel, this is just me talking, I have nothing to base this off of, no facts, just vibes.
So definitely share it.
Is that, how do people find out about that unless people reach out?
Right.
I don't know.
Put out the vibes.
Well, so
it's vibes.
Well, that's the thing is they don't tell you really until you can't do anything to stop it. Like that 7-story building here in town. Mm-hmm. Can't do anything to stop it.
Oh, I got some ideas.
Well, can't do anything legal to stop it. All right, what else, Beth? Is that it?
You don't have anything?
Oh, no, I do. I thought there was more. Okay. Massachusetts teens' message in a bottle from 1976 was found. Where do you think it was found?
Lake Heritage.
Correct. No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, because it's landlocked.
Yes, exactly. Where do you think it was found? He had a message in a bottle he threw in the water in 1976 in Massachusetts.Here do you think it ended up?
Australia.
In St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. Where do you think, Court?
Norfolk.
Norfolk, Virginia. Where would you say, Sammy?
Key West.
Key West, Florida. Court, Travis, how about you? Where do you think?
By New York City.
New York City. And Court's dad, what do you think? Philadelphia. Well, I got to say the ladies were the closest. It was the Bahamas. Bahamas. Okay. April 17th, a pair of brothers walking along the coast of a remote island in the Bahamas found a message in a bottle that had been written by Sting in 1976. Now, get it? Because they have a song. It was written by a 14-year-old Massachusetts student in 1976.
She didn't get it at all.
I didn't get it.
Oh, another 40-year-old joke. How old are you?
29.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't get any of these jokes. Clint Buffington, an experienced beachcomber who has found more than 100 messages in bottles across North America and the Caribbean, or Caribbean if you prefer, said that he and his brother Evan were exploring the coast of an island in the Bahamas a few weeks ago when they made a discovery. I hear my walkie-talkie cracking a laugh, and my brother says something like, "You're not going to believe what I just found," Clint Buffington told WCVB TV. The old Pepsi bottle contained a note written by Peter R. Thompson, a 14-year-old Pentucket Regional Junior high school student from West Newbury, Massachusetts, who was taking an oceanography class at the time. That's a tongue twister. The note said the bottle would be tossed into the ocean by the Coast Guard. So the government was littering. The Buffington brothers were able to get in touch with Thompson, who said he does not remember writing the message, but he has fond memories of the oceanography class. It's amazing. It's almost been 50 years, so it's a surprise, Thompson said. Buffington said he and his brother are hoping to eventually return the note to Thompson in person. The note reads, "Where am I?" All right. Bethany?
You're not right.
No, it didn't have the contents of the note. I guess that's private.
Okay. So I actually witnessed this. A teen in Gettysburg is recovering after crashing into the back of a vehicle that abruptly stopped in the middle of Lincoln Way West in New Oxford on Sunday.
I saw that on video.
Wait, you witnessed this?
I witnessed.
You saw it on video?
Yeah, it was all over social media.
It's all over social media.
Yeah, the
19-year-old was riding with his friends on motorcycles around 7 p.m. when the crash happened. Video captured of the crash shows the teen flipping into the grassy patch outside of a home on the street. The driver of the SUV is then seen exiting their vehicle and coming over. CBS 21 sat down with the teen, John Kutchatek, and his mother, Sarah, to find out what happened.
That checks out. Yeah.
He explained that he didn't have enough time to brake before the car stopped. There was no indication or anything that he was pulling over, no turn signals, just a sudden brake check at 25 to 30 miles per hour. Spencer arrived on scene shortly after the crash happened and spoke with the driver. He said, "I was tired of them riding behind me," and he claimed to have been pulling over to let them by. The victim claimed he and his friends had not been following the driver for long. He started swerving erratically, and that's where it all started, and then he slowed down and let off the gas. John broke 2 bones on his left arm and had to have wires put through one of the ligaments. I don't understand wires put through one of the ligaments, but I'm not a doctor. Dr. Foos.
Mm-hmm.
He will be
in the hoose.
He will be out of work for the next 2 to 3 months. The video sparked controversy online when some arguing that the victim and his friends had been following too closely to the driver. Spencer said that despite the circumstances of the crash, the driver was not remorseful. He said, "Well, I hope your son learned a lesson." He wasn't remorseful. He wasn't sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He didn't look it in the video.
That's not. So wait, you saw this video on Facebook?
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
It was on the Gettysburg Wire, I think.
All right, let me see if I can find it.
But I saw it in real life.
You witnessed this?
Yeah.
Tell us while I look.
So I was going up to Dad's to let the dog out, as you do.
Let the dogs out.
And I was driving through and I saw all these shenanigans happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so traffic is moving very slowly because everybody's rubbernecking. And then the ambulance shows up and I look around the corner of the ambulance and there is a guy in a white t-shirt, and you'll see him in the video,
if I can find it,
spread eagle in the front yard of this house.
Really?
Now, here's the thing. No one was moving quickly. And he was laying on the ground, spread eagle.
So you thought he was dead?
I thought he was dead. Oh. And so, of course, I'm crying.
Right.
So.
So you're crying for someone you don't even know who's dead.
I mean, I was like, oh my God. And da, da, da.
That's funny.
So when I was looking up news tonight, I come across the video. And I'm like, I was on the phone with my friend Diane, and I said, "Oh my God, it's the video of the accident I saw." And I immediately start bawling again. And then I read the article and I was like, "Oh, he's fine."
Matt,
okay,
go to the woman at the bottom of that post. Click on hers.
No, this is a picture.
Well, then type in that woman. That's how I had to do it.
All right.
I had to go to her Facebook.
Okay,
What's on?
Hold on.
The newspaper too.
Not the video.
Yeah, if you go.
How am I going to get it off of a piece of paper?
Yeah,
I mean, if you go to
Bethany,
all I did was type in Gettysburg in Google and hit the news thing.
I don't know.
Oh man, wait, hold on.
one?
Let me go back and forget it. Which one? There's a million of her. You're not showing this, are you? We don't want people to see her name.
No.
All right, it's not that one.
That one.
Is it this one?
No.
No, it wasn't the one I was just on.
Her face just popped up when you hovered over it. Yes.
Okay. There we go. Learn more.
Yeah,
okay. See video. No, wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me get it. Full screen here. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Wait. Now, hold on. Let me mute it so we don't have to listen to the music. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here is footage from. Where is this? New Oxford.
New Oxford.
All right. Let's see what happened.
Right on Route 30.
Oh, you asshole. Okay.
He even swerved a little bit. So
look at that poor kid. Look, he's hurting his arm. Let's watch this again. Jerk.
Oh.
All right. That's.
He bent in half.
All right. First of all, I see nobody who is right here.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not right for driving on their motorcycles like assholes. That doesn't give you the right. Look at how close they are.
We don't see that.
For your own safety, don't do that. Secondly, that old crotchety man.
He wasn't old.
Well, he's old at heart.
Was he sighted?
It doesn't say.
Look at that. Ooh.
Slow down pretty quick.
Yeah, he did. And yeah, like, I was pulling over to let them pass. No, you weren't. You stopped in the middle of the. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, he brake checked him.
Yeah. I don't like that guy. All right. Sorry. Wait, get it off her name. Thank you. Well, it's too late now.
Well, she's in the article.
I know, but,
All right. Do you have more news?
There's like 7 people with her name. Yes, here we go with some more news here. What a confusing birth certificate this will be. Australian woman unknowingly gives birth to a stranger's baby after IVF clinical error.
Oh, I heard about this.
Clinic error in Wellington, New Zealand. This is Grant's neck of the woods. A woman in Australia unknowingly gave birth to a stranger's baby after she received another patient's embryo from her in vitro fertilization clinic due to human error.
Mm-hmm.
Human error. The mix-up was discovered in February. Christina Murray realized the error after the baby's birth because she and her sperm donor were both white. And the child was blick. Like in Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
3? Was that 3? With Joe when they were at the South African.
Yeah. Joe
But you're
Pesci's the
blick.
first. he first joins the Lethal Weapon franchise in 3.
In 3,
and then he plays the biggest part in 4. But 3 is where Mel Gibson makes the fire trail with the gas. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Lethal Weapon?
Is that where he goes eeny meeny miny hey mo, and then he shoots the fish tank and it floods the office?
I think so.
Yes,
yeah.
that's that same one. Okay. Murray said she wanted to raise the baby, but voluntarily gave the 5-month-old to his biological parents after she was told she would not win legal fight for his custody. Well, that makes sense. In Australia, each state makes its own laws and rules governing the use of IVF. Which advocates say has put patients at risk of error or oversight failings. Queensland's parliament passed its first laws regulating the sector in 2024. Can you imagine that? You go, oh, it's going to be great, Graham. Let's say that's your husband's name, Graham, and you're going to go and you're going to. Aren't they all named Graham or Grant or?
No, mine's name is Grant.
Murray. And you go there.
My husband's name is Grant.
We're going to have that baby we've always wanted, that we dreamed about. We'll name him Bethany. And you go there, you go to the IVF clinic, and it's very obvious.
Better name that baby Lawsuit.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine? But, I was very lucky. I did not have to do IVF. But it is
I tried it.
A fertility clinic. You are very much
on a wing and a prayer.
Well, no, there's not a lot of hey, this is an exciting adventure in your life.
Yeah.
It's very much
it's clinical, too clinical.
It's very clinical, and they forget that you've never done this before.
Right. What, that you've never had IVF?
Or that you've never gone through
pregnancy.
Yeah.
Right.
And so there's
So what do you mean? They're just cold?
Well, eventually I got to the point where I called my nurse and the person who's supposed to be my case manager or whatever. And I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? I've been waiting for you to tell me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 months and I have no idea. And she's like, oh, well, you're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, how would I know that?
Yeah. Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. And I hope we're not on at urgent care. Because in a general sense, this has nothing to do with any particular office or doctor or anything, but in a general sense, I've completely lost faith in our medical system.
But not urgent care.
Not urgent care, not Dr. Foos.
No.
And
the staff, they're great.
And the staff, they are great.
They've saved all of our lives.
But that's not even what I'm talking about. It's the industry.
More general.
It's in a general sense, it's the way the industry works.
General
I have
sense.
no faith in it whatsoever. I think good
overall.
doctors or practitioners of whatever degree are hindered.
Yeah.
Hindered like the band.
Nice.
Okay.
Great connection.
Thank you. Go to Gettysburg Bike Week this year, July 10th through 13th. Website?
GettysburgBikeWeek.com. Hinder plays Saturday, July 12th.
Good. Very good. See how we did that? We worked that in.
That was smooth.
Now, I think good doctors are hindered by the way the industry is run.
100%.
And the insurance companies and the hospitals, their bottom line and all that stuff. And unfortunately, you got to keep the lights on, right? And so money, unfortunately, is a factor in all this stuff. But it's also what pisses me off. And I'll explain this in a couple of weeks. I have to wait for some treatment to kick in.
Be over?
No, to start. I haven't received it in the mail yet.
Yeah.
But I will.
Estrogen.
It's estrogen, and when I get bigger boobs, I'll let you know how it goes. But no, my point is, there's certain things that they will not, for lack of a better word, inform themselves about. So in other words, they hold on to information based on one case in 1951. And in the case of males, we're being untreated or mistreated because undertreated.
Well, when I was doing fertility, we would have an appointment, we would go to it, and we could hear them in the back room having lunch.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Like,
this is a fertility clinic.
Yeah, no. We could hear them in the back room having lunch and talking to them. And I'm like, why'd you schedule us at 12:30 if they're all at lunch?
Because they don't want to wait for you. When they're done with lunch, they want to go right into somebody.
So we sat there for an hour.
Yeah, of course you did. Now, I don't have that. I got to say, the one thing since moving to this area and getting in with the WellSpan system, that's all, because that's what's around here.
Yeah.
I think the longest I've ever waited in a waiting room was 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, they're
for
pretty
6 years. For 6 years, I've been going to the WellSpan. Everywhere I go, whether it's a Gettysburg WellSpan, a Hanover WellSpan, I think I went to Chambersburg one once. Never waited more than 15 minutes. I mean, they're really good with that. They run a good ship. They do good work. The people that I interact with, I believe, care. I've never had a doctor act like he didn't care or try to rush me. Like, they listen to me, all that. It's not that. It's the industry that I have no faith in. And it unfortunately makes them have to do certain things that are not good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think the insurance companies are looking out for our best interest.
Okay.
Do you really?
I do.
I can't handle that. It makes me want to clear my throat. All right.
Oh, man.
Did you know, Matthew?
Yes, I knew
that the Battle of Gettysburg is one of the most significant events in American history?
I did not.
There you go. So to honor the 100th anniversary of the battle, the Rosenstiel family created the Gettysburg Electric Map.
Yes, I've seen it.
The first electric map debuted in the late 1930s, but they developed a larger one in 1963. It's a 20-foot...
Oh, see, I didn't know that. So the one that we know is not the original.
No.
Interesting.
I mean, think of the wiring. Good Lord, you'd want to redo all that. It's a 27-foot by 27-foot map, was a major attraction.
That's a square, for those of you who don't remember geometry.
Viewed by an estimated 70 million people in the old Gettysburg Visitor Center. The lights follow along as a 30-minute narrated piece depicts what happened during the three-day battle.
Nice.
However, as we all know, with the new visitor center, it was not brought over.
Yes, we do know that.
Okay.
And honestly,
it was kind of in pieces.
I agreed with that.
Yeah, it's
because, and here's why. It was a new visitor center.
It's old tech.
high tech, all that stuff. And then you're going to bring the electric map over. I get the nostalgia. I get the not wanting things to change, but it doesn't make sense to have that in the new place.
Is Dick Clark going to narrate it? Or
is Dick Clark going to narrate it?
Leslie Nielsen?
Leslie Nielsen. You're going to get Robert Stack to come in, and right, Sammy, Robert Stack, Dean Martin, one of these guys coming over here. Joey Bishop Joey Bishop going to narrate the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a gentleman in
Al Jolson. Is Al Jolson going to
Al Jolson? We got Al Jolson. That's a Grant. That's another Seinfeld. You don't want me right? We got Al Jolson. I got Al Jolson. That was Newman. Newman, he was a mailman.
Every episode, even when it's not a particularly uproarious episode, Court gets on the board.
Yeah.
He gives me something.
Yeah.
This is going to be, all 5 pages are going to be the Court board.
Yeah, that's fine. The cork board.
The cork board, exactly.
Okay. So it was bought by a gentleman who lives in Hanover. His name was Scott Rowland.
Yeah.
He lives in Hanover, and he occasionally puts it on display. I just wanted people to know that it is currently open for display right now.
Right.
If you want to go see it. Because as an attraction, I'm just going to keep going.
Yeah, go for
as an attraction, people come out of the woodwork at the visitor center and ask, where is it? Mm-hmm. It's in Hanover. So now's the chance to go see it. It is open for viewing. That's for the season. It was a much shorter article. If you had just not talked through it, it would have been a lot pithier and made sense. But you decided to talk through the whole thing. And so there you go. I have another thing from the newspaper, which I'm going to do right now. I don't know if I want to do it right now because you're being
I
have a
story. I have a story.
Okay.
Matt's goes.
All right, and then you can get your newspaper together there. Nincompoop YouTuber still in an Indian jail. New Delhi. This story is out of New Delhi. 24-year-old American YouTuber who was arrested after visiting an off-limits island in the Indian Ocean with hopes of establishing contact with a reclusive tribe was further detained in custody on Thursday. Mikhailo Viktorovich Palikhov will appear next before a local court in Port Blair. A genital of India's it's capital. See how it has the pop-up. It printed out the pop-up.
And you said what?
I said the genital of India's Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Whatever. I've lost the story now. Apparently he left a can of Diet Coke and a coconut as an offering for the tribe.
Well,
can you imagine what an asshole you have to be to think that this reclusive tribe is going to want a Diet Coke? They're going to even know how to open it?
That they want a can full of aspartame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a tribe. How did you bring enough Coke for everybody?
No, it's like chewing gum in class. You just don't do it.
You just don't do it because you can't give it to everybody. It may be claimed to it be an adventure trip, but the fact is that there has been a violation of Indian laws. Outsiders meeting the Sentinelese, I think that's how you pronounce it, could endanger the tribe's survival. Okay. Since senior police officer requesting anonymity as he isn't authorized to speak about the case under investigation. Polyakov is suspected of violating Indian law. Violating Indian laws that carry a possible sentence of up to 5 years in prison and a fine. Visitors are banned from traveling to within 3 miles.
The guy got killed there.
Of this. Well, that's the next paragraph. Thanks, Mr. Jump to the End. Listen, they're deeply suspicious of outsiders, and they attack anyone who lands onto their beaches. In 2018, an American missionary who landed illegally on the beach was killed by the North Sentinelese Islanders, who apparently shot him with arrows and then buried his body on the beach. In 2006, the Sentinelese had killed 2 fishermen who accidentally landed on their shore. Even accidentally, they're going to kill you. Police said Polyaki had conducted detailed research on sea conditions, tides, and accessibility to the island before starting his journey. He stayed on the beach for about an hour, blowing a whistle to attract the attention of the tribe, but got no response. On his return, he was spotted by local fishermen who informed the authorities, and Polyakala was arrested in Port Blair, an archipelago nearly 750 miles east of India's mainland.
A what?
An archipelago. What kind of... Listen, this is... Okay.
How dumb do you have to be?
Yeah, like, with great power comes great responsibility, okay? I don't know where that was first said, but I'm saying it again.
Pretty sure Marvel Comics.
Is that really? Okay.
I think Spider-Man.
It makes a lot of sense, okay? And you have this YouTube channel. I'm sure it does far better than Addressing Gettysburg does, because people don't want to learn. They want to sit and pick their navels while somebody acts like an asshole on YouTube, kind of like this. So I'm sure you're all picking your navels right now. But anyway, my point is that you can't go around jumping onto these islands thinking, oh, I'm going to go see. Like, I have a YouTube channel. They're going to know the difference, and they're not going to kill me. You telling me this kid researched this island and he didn't know about the people that got killed for going to the island?
And the only thing he took was a can of Diet Coke.
And a coconut.
Or coconut.
Yeah. Yeah, what exactly? It's just what a European...
When that guy got killed in 2018, you know what I thought?
What?
It doesn't bother me at all.
Dearest Lord.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
I agree. Hey, it doesn't bother me either, and I'll tell you why it doesn't bother me. It's like those people that during the Iraq and Afghanistan war went off to these fakakta countries to prove that we were picking on them, and then they got captured and beheaded. Yes, there are nice people all over the world, but there really are also bad people all over the world.
Uh-huh.
And yes, we do a little picking on the world, the United States, but we also go after the bad guys too. And when we're saying, don't go here because they're the bad guys, they're going to kill you. And then you go, you're wrong, George Bush. And then guess what happens? You lose your head. They just don't do it. I don't know why people need to leave the country. That's my thing. I don't even like to leave the state. I live a mile from the Maryland border, and I go, it's too far away from home.
You literally were telling me the other day how you go shopping in Maryland at Emmitsburg.
Well, that's 4 miles away.
Okay. Anyway.
And they have the best meat.
And it looks the same pretty much.
It doesn't really look different at all.
So out of the newspaper today, the Gettysburg Times, in the little section that they make, which I love,
hate you, and I hate your ass face.
Out of the past.
Out of the past. Oh, I like it. Nice.
Okay. There, 50 years ago.
She's a force.
Right.
Yeah. This was written 50 years ago.
All right.
See what's weird about it.
So these are old articles that they put in the out of the past section?
Yes.
Okay, good. I like it.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Let's see what's weird about it.
What's wrong with that?
Strabane Township. We were just talking about
Yes, we were.
Okay?
Dua Lipa.
Supervisors stated Wednesday night that they had no objections to positions taken by the Township Planning Commission concerning the construction of a new visitor center.
Oh.
50 years ago.
Wow.
And a new national cemetery.
So this would be the Cyclorama building they're
Hold
talking.
on. In Strabane Township.
In Strabane Township.
Yes.
Sorry, that's
And
Cumberland.
a new
I'm thinking
national
of.
cemetery.
Yes, a new national cemetery.
At their Thursday night meeting, the Planning Commission expressed the belief the Weinbrenner Farm would be the most suitable site for the construction of the new visitor center. According to the reports, the commission agreed upon this site because of the lay of the land would allow the screening out of all the buildings and parking lots. Also, they said that if a bypass is built around Gettysburg, aka Route 15, this site would be the most accessible to the bypass.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So they were looking at the area where the Giant
Where
is.
the Giant
and
is, yeah.
all that stuff for a new visitor center and a new cemetery.
And just think, if they had done it, maybe they would have then preserved Camp Letterman.
That's probably why they were looking at it.
Yeah, that would make sense. It's a historic site. You still can access the battlefield. Although I have to say, I think that the Rosensteel building and the Kern building are in the best locations for a visitor center. It's not technically in the center of it all, but it's center enough where you can go in any direction from the visitor center and hit battles.
Yeah.
Well,
but
National
like
Park
even back then, Strabane Township was a building mecca.
Was a used up hoe.
But they were the new National Cemetery part kind of freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, what was that about?
I'm going to say because the current National Cemetery is full.
So, but 50 years ago, was 60 years? How
50 years
50
ago.
years ago? How,
They just wanted to build a Wendy's and stuff on Cemetery Hill.
yeah. Oh, Wendy's is so good. What did
The
they?
70s.
It's full now. You can't get into the cemetery
Unless you're a
now.
dependent of somebody. I guess.
Right. That's already in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But they didn't have that moratorium back then, did they? They were still,
if not closed, at least close to being closed for quite some time. I don't know that, but I think I feel
Travis,
like I've
do you
read
know when that was when they closed down the cemetery to new burials? Courtney, anybody back there? What? Let me see if anybody in the comments section knows that.
Where's 6 questions?
Yeah, where is 6 questions when you need them? Where's Eddie? He usually eats these things. What's that from?
Yeah.
Come on.
I do.
Come on.
I hear it.
The Munsters.
No. Good guess, but no.
I can hear it.
Yeah. Who the hell's Eddie? He usually eats these things.
Yeah.
Oh, he had to give them up when he heard they were high in cholesterol.
Yeah. Christmas Vacation.
Yes, very good. Do you know that one, or is that a 40-year-old? Okay, good.
I do know that one.
I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Let me see here. Jeff Obstriker says, I've been on niacin for 47 years and I'm in tip-top shape.
But do you take 1,000 mgs of it?
Niacin.
No, but he might have a tolerance built up where he can. Although Court probably has a tolerance,
I'm sure
but he
that
still
he
gets...
takes the correct amount, not the...
Yeah, I'm not saying
7 million
Jeff,
times the
that
dose.
niacin is bad. I'm saying when you've never taken it before. Actually, I used to take it, but I took the recommended daily dosage. But when you don't really normally take it, and then a niacin pusher comes along and gives you 1,000 milligrams, like, something's up with that. But
the best part about that story is that you could have said no.
First of all, peer pressure.
Yeah,
okay?
apparently so.
Secondly,
if Court told you to jump off a bridge, would you
I
do
had
it?
already refused his offer of riboflavin, of magnesium.
I think you turned down my loose leaf tea as well.
His loose leaf tea, D3.
These are all normal things.
And ashwagandha.
And
I felt bad when he got to the niacin, and he goes, niacin's pretty good. It gets blood going everywhere. And I was like, I'll try it. I want blood going everywhere. I want to nourish my cells and everything. And so I tried it. And I'll tell you something, Sammy.
You were itchy.
Yeah, I was itchy. I got home, and that's when I got home is when they started itching. My feet started itching. And I said to Cindy, I'm itching. And she's like, why? What happened? I told her. And she goes, what an idiot. And I go, me or Court? And she's like, both of you. And I go, yeah, you're probably right. Because then she looks on her phone. She's like, the recommended daily dosage is 25 milligrams. And you took 1,000. Let's see. Chris Presley says 1832, 1854, 1957, and 1649 were all the years that they stopped allowing burials in the cemetery.
And
John Bupp says it's not... John Bupp says 1978. I'm going to believe him because I think Chris Presley was just playing around with us.
Look at what John B. just said.
John B. said, I think their guest wishes she took 1,000 milligrams of niacin. I know. I'm sorry we're boring you. We didn't mean to make you stay if you wanted to go home.
I'm having a great time.
Are you really?
I disagree with that comment.
Okay, good, John B. Look
She's
at
just
that.
not as ridiculous as the rest of us.
That's amazing.
I'm taking it all in.
Are you really?
I am.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it.
Well, then forgive me for thinking anything other than that. And thank you very much for saying that.
Yes. Round of applause.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done with news?
Very nice.
I have events.
Okay. You actually have an event?
I have one event.
Okay, go for it. Just get it out of the way.
All right. The Eisenhower National Historic Site to host an Easter egg roll. So we've got egg rolls. If you love egg rolls, they have Easter ones, which is what do they do? Like paint them so it's like a shrimp roll, or a pork roll, or a vegetable roll that
you
they
get a
paint
wooden
different
egg,
colors.
And
I'm putting emphasis on the wrong.
spoon.
Oh damn it! I thought this had egg rolls. I was gonna go because I love egg rolls.
You should come though. It is really.
Well, let's see. Let's see if I can. I can't. It's April 19th. Eisenhower National Historic Site to host Easter egg roll event on Saturday, April 19th. Members of the press are invited to cover the spirit. Well, it's blah, blah, blah. It's the Eisenhower National Park second annual Easter egg roll. Where? At the Eisenhower National Historic Site. Okay, I said National Park. When is it? It's Saturday, April 19th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Why? Because it's Easter. No, the why here says the Eisenhowers brought this beloved event back to the South Lawn of the White House in 1953 after a long suspension due to World War II and continued food rationings. Continued food rationings.
What's a food rationing?
It was continued, whatever food is. This event is made possible through the continued partnership with the Gettysburg Foundation and with the assistance of Destination Gettysburg and the Dwight D. Eisenhower Society and the Adams County Library. The event is free and open to the public. Free parking is available on site. More information can be found at their website, nps.gov/EISE, which is, of course, Eisenhower, but abbreviated in some strange Sanskrit type of way. Oh, that's it. First four letters.
I'd rather go to like a Dwight Yoakam egg roll.
Oh, a Dwight Yoakam farm egg roll.
We did have people that came last year wanting
for Dwight Yoakam.
No, for egg rolls.
Oh, for egg rolls.
Yeah. And they were like, where's the egg roll?
Yeah, I think there needs to be a hyphen somewhere in there. Is it between Easter and egg or egg and roll? Because egg roll is one word, isn't it?
Yeah.
On the Chinese menu?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
Oh my God, I want Chinese.
I know, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go to the
Chinese.
buffet? No, I can't eat that. I can't eat that.
You'll die.
I will.
Dua Lipa.
Yeah, I can't do a Lipa if I eat Chinese food.
You'll do
I'll do it something else.
a poopa. All right. Lincoln Links has its grand opening tomorrow, April 18th at 4 p.m., which is the mini golf.
Grant says Sammy is getting a history lesson with all these ancient references from Matt. Sorry.
They're offering.
You get this one, Sammy.
Dua Lipa.
I do get that one.
I don't get
I
that
don't
one.
get that one. So there you go.
No.
Yeah, what the hell is a Dua Lipa? Is it a car? Oh, it's a singer.
The Barbie soundtrack?
Yeah.
Oh, like I'm
Dance
a
the
Barbie
Night?
girl.
In the Barbie world.
This is my favorite singer of the last 50 years.
My name is John Dacre. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, as a bell ring, moray.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Oh, so Dua Lipa, what does she sing?
Oh, don't put me on the spot. Okay. Dance the Night from the Barbie soundtrack.
Dance the night away.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Dance the night away. That one?
She does some songs with Elton John.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did like that Rocket
Blue
Man
Jean
one.
baby. Lay down.
Is it Cold Heart? Is
Cold heart.
Yes, she
Yes.
does
Oh,
that.
yes.
What's a prayer?
That's exactly
Something about the Danube.
her fairness.
Just
Ladies and gentlemen,
Dua Lipa.
Mr. Elton John.
I can't lie.
don't let your sun go down on me.
I can't handle you right now. Anyway, back to the links. They're offering discounted pricing all week at $6 per round with promotional flyer. You can either do it digitally or printed. The course opens for the season April 15th at 10.
Hold it. Go back. I'm sorry. We're goofing around. I want to hear this story so bad. Yeah, please tell us.
The links. The Lincoln Links.
Yes, a lovely, beautiful golf course and home area.
Yeah. It is Friday, April 18th at 4 p.m. is the grand opening of Lincoln Links Mini Golf.
Oh, that.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Offering discounted pricing all week at $6 per round with promotional flyer. You can either bring it in digitally or printed. The course opens for the season April 15th at 10. Hours of operation are 7 days a week. That's ambitious.
Yeah.
That is.
From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Wow.
Who wants to go mini golfing at 10 a.m.?
No, listen to me. Good. Lincoln Links. Good.
I think it's fantastic.
That is
at nighttime.
Yeah, but that's what people want. They want to do stuff at night. You got to stay open, people on Steinway.
No. You're not listening.
Yes, I am.
He opens at 10.
Yes, and closes at 10.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's good. You need to be open.
Often? Okay, never mind.
No,
I'm not even gonna argue with you about it.
No, I'm not. There's no argument. I'm saying he's doing the right thing.
Last round starts at 9.
There you go. Last round for Alcahound.
Also tomorrow is the Two Lights for Tomorrow commemoration of the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride.
Yes, that's true.
I got hairy legs.
Starting at 7 p.m. at the Seminary Ridge Museum, they will have the reading of the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere.
Listen, my
talking
children,
about
for you shall hear. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Let me look.
Do you know how long it actually is?
I know, it's very long.
It's very long.
Who's reading it?
Britt Eisenberg.
Okay, all right.
So they'll read Henry Wadsworth's Henry Wadsworth's Longfellow.
Wow.
Did you hear what I said?
Don Dingle says, "How does Sami know who Elton John?"
Yeah, how do you know Elton John?
But he said,
and not Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. What did you say?
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Oh, she's got a filthy mind.
It was an accident.
Did you say Thongfellow?
Learn about Gettysburg's connection to the event. Observe as 2 lanterns are ceremoniously placed in the historic cupola, signifying Boston's Old North Church, and more. Children may join the celebration with activities such as paper lanterns and luminary craft making.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. He said to his friend, if the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch. That doesn't rhyme. of the North Church Tower as a signal light. 1 if by land, and 2 if by sea. And I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm for the country folk to be up and to arm. Then he said,
why is he British?
Because they were all British. They were British.
Yeah, they were British.
Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was not British.
What was he? Oh, he was later on. That's right. He was a New Englander.
Yeah.
And they hadn't gotten rid of the accent
they're
yet.
British.
He had it, but they had that weird way of talking, like in the movies, like the Mid-Atlantic thing.
Don't you know?
Listen, it would sound better. Let's see if this sounds better.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Do it as Wendell Clarkson.
Oh, maybe what we could do is Wendell
do it with
Clarkson.
a Boston accent.
I can't do a Boston accent. Sorry.
Do Wendell Clarkson.
Let's see if Wendell can.
No, don't do it like that.
Come on.
Just do a regular.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 75, hardly a man now. Hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year. He said to his friend, if the British march by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch of the old North Church of the North Church Tower as a signal light, 1 if by land, and 2 if by sea. And I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm.
You got English there.
Through every Middlesex village and farm, for the country folk to be up and to arm.
My favorite part of that is that you sound like you were at a school pageant singing out in the gymnasium.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was him at the gym for the America We Love You spring pageant in the 8th grade. Well, listen, is that it?
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Sammy, I hope we didn't bore you too much, but we thank you for coming and telling us about Bike Week. Good luck with it this year.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Anytime you want to come by, if you want to come by right before Bike Week, 2 weeks before Bike Week, maybe.
Yep.
Well, it would have to be the 3rd Thursday of June because we're only doing it once a month starting in May. Okay. So it would have to be then.
Okay.
You can come by, even if it's just for a couple minutes, you come by. Even if we have another guest book that day, you come by anyway. We'll squeeze you in. You can talk about everything people can expect. If there's last minute tickets, whatever you want to do, whatever message you want to get out there. And we thank you very much for coming in tonight. Good luck with that and all that. And say hello to your mother too.
I will do that.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
And your
You're very
stepdad,
welcome.
the general.
And your yes, and the general. So our salutations to the general. Travis, is nice to see you tonight.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I'm glad you stopped by. I was surprised. I haven't seen you in so long. I thought you'd forgotten us.
No, I didn't
He was busy.
forget about you.
Were you busy? Everything okay?
Yeah,
He was working.
Because I'll be here on Thursdays if I don't have to work on Fridays.
Gotcha. Well, we're going to be here only once a month starting in May, the 3rd Thursday of every month after that. And, I hope that's okay with you.
You did not consult me.
Well, I have no choice, you understand. I have to make time because when it's nice out, that's when I want to shoot stuff.
Matthew.
Yes.
When have I ever said you cannot do that?
No, you never. I just didn't want you to think
it was a real
that you don't love me.
Sophie's choice
I think
situation.
that every day.
It really was a Sophie's choice situation.
Yep.
Can you please acknowledge your people that gave money?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you very much. Yes. Who was that? Sharktooth Bill. Sharktooth Bill gave $10. I thank you very much for that coffee. I'm sorry for the money.
Go buy coffee with that.
Marie Bingaman gave $5. She says, I need coffee. And that would be, of course, Little Ground Top. That's her favorite coffee in the entire world. And John B., he says, here's $1.99 for my casket fund.
And Michael, 6-question lens donated twice.
Oh, wait, hold on. Michael, 6 questions says, Lewis is the man. I look forward to Get Out of the Car tour and the July 2nd show. And he says, I may need urgent care next Saturday. I was doing a live stream on Patreon showing the editing today, Court, and somebody made an urgent care reference there. So you are definitely the Baba Booey of the group here. No, actually, you're not. You're coming up with things that are much better than that. All right. Jean says, why did my bra just fly off?
She loves Wendell Clarkson.
Because of Wendell reading Paul Revere. Jean, you're funny. That is funny. Grant said the same thing. That's strange. That is
I love
strange.
Grant.
Now that would be a good video. The AG crew having a game of mini golf. It would be hilarious.
That would
That's
be
Grant's
funny.
idea. Well, you know what? When Grant comes out, maybe we'll take him mini golfing.
We should take him mini golfing. Has he ever been mini
Ricky
golfing?
Fowler
Do they have
says,
mini
I like
golfing?
the brown sweatshirt.
That's my father's.
Oh, okay.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, by the way, thanks to Jen Murray and Mike Warker for this Eskimo Joe's t-shirt from down yonder there in Oklahoma. They sent Cindy and I souvenir t-shirts from Eskimo Joe's. What the hell are you laughing?
I will tell you later.
I hope my nipples weren't hard. All right. Well, you guys have yourselves a great night. Hey, listen. Hold on a second. Everybody that's coming to the show on Saturday, I'm looking forward to seeing you. We're going to try to do something a little different, a little new as far as what we're used to seeing from not only Addressing Gettysburg, but also everybody else around here in the history field. We're going to try to make it great again. We're going to make history great again. And you're going to love it. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. But we're and actually the first, because, you know, competing with Jesus Christ is a little difficult.
It is indeed.
Okay. So
as my mother finds out yearly.
Yes, I should. Oh, is it her birthday?
Well, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, yeah. Oh, that's the big one.
I'm Jewish.
Court's Jewish, so he doesn't even care.
Are you really?
No.
Now he is.
Say.
Just say that so people leave me alone about religion.
Yeah. He became Jewish for the jokes.
I did.
Right?
I did.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, the dentist.
The dentist.
Yeah.
You're an anti-dentite.
That's right.
See, I remember some Seinfeld stuff. Anyway,
I don't remember.
Well, my point I'm trying to make is that so because it's right up against Easter, it's the only show that didn't sell out.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Tim
got me confused there.
Tim Watley's the dentist.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's the only show that didn't sell out. And at first I was kind of bummed, but then I was like, actually, no. Because it's a smaller audience, we can work it out.
You can try new things.
Yeah, we could try new things. And also, like, I know most of the people. I've met almost all of the people that are going to be there. I've at least communicated with some of the others, so I'll meet them for the first time. And then I'll be like, all right, here's what we're going to do, guys. And I talked to Jim Pangburn, who's the guide. I said, Jim, we're going to do it a little different. Here's what we're going to do. I forgot to talk to Cody, but I'll talk to him tomorrow. And I'm like, here's a little different. We're going to do it. And so what I'm doing, and I'm going to kill myself. I know I'm going to hate myself for doing this, especially with my back. But I'm going to add visuals to last year's anniversary shows, which were like narrative form with music and sound effects and stuff, because people were like, oh, I wish this would have video or, visuals to it, or you should have done visuals to these. And I'm like, clearly you don't know what the hell you're talking about, but they're right. And so I'm going to kill myself between now and June 30th in doing that, in putting the visuals to it. And then we're going to put a tag at the end, which would be a Q&A with, not even a Q&A, a discussion with the guide and the people in the audience here. So everybody that's coming on Saturday and the following two, you will be a part of the show. And, kind of going with Pete Carmichael's old thing that everybody's a historian. Mm-hmm. But we never got into this, and I wonder what he would have thought if I had then come back to him and said, so then what about teachers? Is everybody a teacher? And I would say yes, not necessarily good ones,
a good one, yeah.
But everybody has the potential to be a teacher, not in a school, but you can teach people things. You taught your child how to use the toilet.
Sure.
Barely. You taught your husband how to use the toilet.
Sure.
The kid did better.
No, 100.
Anyway, we'll see you on Saturday. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again. And that's it for us here. Thank you all. Thank you, Sammy. Good luck. And we'll talk to you next time, next week, Thursday, same time, same channel. Bye-bye.
AG Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin MacLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Gingling, Debbie Jones, and Sydney Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. See Patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
Grab the fold and hurt my neck.
Hey.
No.
Dua Lipa. No, that's not. No. Oh, no. She's a force. Whoa. Whoa. Round of applause.
Broadcast it.